we're not getting started yet, Toe, like that, but sure.
I'm gonna forget otherwise.
Fair enough. I'll give everyone a minute to get back in. How's everybody doing, man? Everybody been crushing it, I'm sure. Bunch of high scores out there. I see you guys crushing it. The scores room has been blowing up. You guys have been crushing it, man. My goodness. I know these sessions and the content's been helping me, so hell yeah. Let's see. Got a couple more people coming in. Let me see. I think we're gonna mix it up a little bit this week. Yeah, I think we're gonna mix it up a little bit. I know generally our standard structure is kind of to look at the aggregate report and then kind of get into GTO Wizard. But this week, I think we look at pre-flop. Do a few pre-flop exercises, kind of look at our rejam ranges, kind of understanding. I really want to look at 10 to 20 big blinds, just kind of defending versus a GTO opponent's opening range. They're going to be limping as well. So, it's going to be with limps. So we're going to see some of that and see how we should be playing against specifically the opens when someone opens our jamming range, but the limping stuff will be interesting to kind of think about how those ranges interact and work and if we can mix in limping into our game, right? But we're there. Am I not sharing my screen? I am not. There. I thought I was sharing my fucking screen. Boomer. All right, let me get this over here up. That gigantic. All right. We'll do this kind of like we normally do. I'll call on you guys if you want. If not, I'll just look through, work, talk about some of the findings, the ranges, and maybe how population plays and whatnot. In my opinion, especially some of the mid and high stakes stuff. But yeah, 15 big blinds, small blind folds. Are we ripping ace X, ace 3 specifically versus an open? And let's go with Bob. You're not muted. You're thirsty. I can tell.
Yep. Yeah, GM. Shove it.
Put it in there. Are you jamming all of your ace X, offsuit ace X? What's your jamming range look like specifically for your suited and non-suit ace X?
I think it would be all at that stack depth. I'm just guessing, but I'm thinking.
I think maybe some of our strong like aces and stuff like that, and maybe ace king. Some of those hands may just aces may just have some flat. Maybe we do have a small 3-bet in here at a position. It feels like no. It feels like we're mostly going to be just jamming. Feels like some of our suited aces may just call and not jam though.
Yeah. What about ace deuce being the worst wheel ace?
Ace deuce suited.
No, offsuit. What do you think? Maybe trash it.
Well, no, we're never folding it.
No.
Okay. It would never, ever fold to a button open. If anything, it'll defend. And we are 17 bigs effective here. So that's another good 6-8, not 15. But yeah, I think we are going to have a few calls or mixing calls with some of our ace X, and then we're going to be jamming most of them. And then some of our suited aces may just call. So my man Bob wants to all in. And a little bit of call here. EV is the same for both options. Very good. And you get snapped off and you win. Let's kind of like, since this is the portion of the study today is really nailing down these ranges between 10 and 20 versus the button open. So this is button's opening range. They got 15% call. They got a lot of this kind of stuff in here. Just jamming, but here's the big blinds range here. So yeah, here we go, Bob. So yeah, we are flatting a lot, right? And then we do have some 3-bet in here. with aces and ace king suited, which feels a little bit awkward, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely awkward.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a thing, right? Like it's something you could do. Your range is literally looks like just aces, pretty much. And you, if you're not balanced, and you can do it with some 9-10 and some other stuff. But you nailed it with the offsuit aces, though, for the most part. It is jamming ace deuce. Here's your ace deuce as well, Paul. It's never just folding it, and it's not just trash. It has very good raw equity properties versus a button opening range, which is going to be fairly wide.
Right. I
You're
was
going to
just
still
thinking.
have fold equity,
I was thinking whether I should jam it or just call it, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it looks like 70, like 80% of the time, it's just all in. Then
Okay.
it just mixing in a little. It looks like mixing other stuff, but just pretty much all in is going to be printing for you.
I think most of us are jamming ace king suited here.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you want to raise, it's fine. The EV between like all in and raising is like dust. It's 2,000th of a big blind, so it's practically the same EV. Yeah, slow playing the aces, as opposed to going anything but going all in with aces. Going all in with aces is the lowest EV thing we can do outside of folding. So you want to make sure you're slow playing, 3-betting something like the same thing here with kings. Too strong. You can do whatever you want with queens outside of calling. So yeah,
Right, because even at this stack depth, the button can still fold if we jam.
oh yeah, absolutely. The button,
Okay.
yeah, the buttons. So when we're all in, here's the buttons range. Like they're folding more than like 60% of the time.
Okay.
Yep. They're calling it 7+. They're just raise folding all these suited kings, which is real good. A lot of playability, queens, jacks. So yeah, very good. Let's do a couple more. See, I keep us in this spot. I'm gonna just fold the easy ones like the snaps. I thought I had us just playing in the big blind. All right, Paul, what are you doing here?
Well, according to GTO, a small 3-bet, not all in. I would raise to 6.
Call peanut breast. Nah,
Okay.
it's the same. Yeah, it's the same.
Raise or call. Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Snap. Yeah, just snap it. No, I was gonna repeat the hand and see when we get in this spot where we're slow playing. You decided to call. You get the best board of all time when you slow play aces.
Right, because even if we do get outdrawn, I mean, it's only like 15 big blinds. I mean, who cares, right? Call or raise, whatever.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
you just
Okay.
You ever dunk leading when you slow play aces here?
Well, we don't have an ace of spades, which sucks. Coordinated board, which sucks. At this stack depth, I really don't care much. I'm gonna lead most of the time.
Leading most of the time.
Yeah. I'll be
What
as
size? This size are you shoving 3x spot?
not 1.8. I want to keep my opponent in.
It's an incorrecto. We're still going to be. Well, when we think about it here, Paul, one thing we think about is this just is going to slam the cutoff range. We're not going to really be balanced here.
Yeah.
90. Most of the time, this board's just incredibly bad for us. You know what I mean? So just because we have a specific hand, we're playing overall range here. So our range is going to be checking 100% of the time on a board like this. Aces are included in there.
Yeah, I saw that a little bit intuitively, but now I guess math, he could
I
have
should have
king,
just
queen.
checked because now
Yeah.
the solver's broken and you're in hell.
Yeah, check all the way.
Yeah, you just now what? Move.
Check.
Here we go.
Check.
It's broken, and you're in
Okay.
hell, and you get 4
Oh.
lines. God, how bad do you run? Do not play poker tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I only have 13 big blinds. There's 9 big blinds in the pot. I'm gonna wanna all in this and try to take it down here.
Okay, let's talk about that. If you're talking about all inning here, you're doing this in game sometime. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that here. Don't turn aces into
Okay.
a bluff where you're only going to get called by better. in your tournament. And he four lines, and he could just like have got there with so many different hands. He's uncapped. You led into him, he continued. He still shows up with some very strong hands on a four line. Do not go all in on a four line board here.
Yeah.
You would just be punting it. Please don't do that. I mean, you broke the solver. It's never going to tell you, like, you're never, like, you're turning this into, don't turn
Yeah,
this.
see, he's not calling, but yeah, maybe I'm being a little bit too ambitious. I mean, you still have 13 big blinds. You can still win. a
Hell yeah,
tournament.
we're too ambitious. Out of position there. Like, his range is, he just
Yeah.
shows up, and then at the stakes and games you're playing, people aren't going to fold any spade. Even you might just get called by a straight, so. I thought I had a set in the big blind. There we go. Just in the tough spots. Just be folding this. Let's see. Beats. How you doing, buddy?
Doing all right. How you doing?
Good, my man. What would you be calling in this spot? What's your calling range to this 14 big blind all in?
14 big blinds. I'm in the small blind.
Yep, it's a hijack all in. What's your
Yeah,
range here?
hijack all in at 14.
Yep.
Fours plus king jack suited. Ace 10 off. Ace 8 suited. And king queen off.
Whew, that's pretty damn close. You might be a hair too. You might be splitting some of the bottom there. Ace jack is. I think it's gonna be like ace jack is gonna be close. Ace 10 is gonna be mixing, right? That's gonna be close. We're not calling ace 9 off, and then ace 8 suited. Yep, king jack suited. Yep. We're folding this, but let's look at our range. I'm very curious. This is the part. Small blind is calling ace. Well, this is, I mean, 0.6 is just too.
Yeah.
It's
That ace 9
bottom.
and that ace 7 or
So yeah, ace 10 off, ace 8, fours, king jack, king queen. Look at you. Let's give Beats a fucking hand. For
All right, dude.
nailing it. You actually just nailed it, crushed it. You went fours plus. Ace 7 and the ace 9 are just marginal as hell. And then I think in-game population is just going to be even more marginal because they're going to be a little bit tighter, right?
yeah.
So this,
Yeah,
this
I'd probably drop off. I mean, in game, I'd probably drop those off.
Yeah, I mean, ace 9
sure.
off. Most opponents I'm dropping off this ace 9 unless they're
Even-
just regular.
And I know it might be bad, but even like king jack suited, depending on the opponent, I might drop. Just
Yeah. I mean, I could see it, or just depending on where you are in the tournament, because when we,
yeah.
if
If
you're
it's
using,
ICM, I'm gonna drop that off.
well, ICM, I was playing with Preflop Academy, which I hope to have for us next week, so we can start utilizing that. I'm gonna be thinking about it, but nonetheless, like you put in some ICM considerations where it's 2x the field before you cash. Even that, you're
Yeah.
a couple hundred players away. You're much tighter in these spots. I believe like ace 10 would be a fold. King jack would certainly be a fold in some of these spots, so
Yeah. King queen off would most likely.
yeah,
be a fold.
king queen off is gone.
Your pairs shrink up.
I was going to call with queen jack suited and queen 10. Yeah, you can't call with those suited queens there. Like, just, yeah. Losing. So we fold. Good job, it.
So queen jack suited is not profitable here, all in.
Hell no, sir. You're gonna be dominated by better queen X, jack X in his jamming range. So it's just too weak.
Okay.
Under the gun range, how much tight are we going? When under the gun jams 10 bigs, we're in the small here. Let's see. Jackson, I see you lurking. If you're out there, what are you calling with here from under the guns all in with 10 big blinds here? How tight is your call? What does it look like?
10 bigs. Jack 10 suited? No, not Jack 10 suited. It's gonna be 10 bigs, huh? It'll probably be the exact same range that you just showed. It'll probably be that exact same thing. King, queen, ace nine. Maybe not ace nine actually against under the gun. It'll probably go ace 10 suited.
Okay.
Probably go ace 10 suited. Ace jack off.
Okay.
Probably drops off ace 10. Probably mixes ace 10. And probably folds everything. And actually, it'll probably
What
fold
pairs?
up to fives and sixes too. So
Ooh.
probably it'll fold up to fives and sixes.
So
Sevens
close.
plus.
it sounds close to me, man. I think you sound kind of good. Let's see how he did.
I'm guessing all pairs.
Look
No.
at Jackson. Well done. So yeah,
Nice.
you're right. But I mean, we still have to call the ace 10 though. I think we said we're mixing the ace 10. We still have to call the ace 10. And then ace 10 suited. You know,
Ace nine
I'm
suited
not-
too.
yeah, ace nine, ace eight's a little close, but ace nine suited's in there, so you were tick off here, but you kind of nailed everything else. We still want to be in there partially with some king jack, depending on certain opponents. These
Did it
feel
fold king
like-
jack last time?
No, it called king jack was
No,
the
it
bottom
called.
last time.
Okay,
It
okay.
was
cool.
like good for a third of a big blind.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then we're fives plus here. You know, some of this marginal EV, like king jack is good. This king queen is it's kind of marginal. man.
Fuck.
Close. It's
A lot of people
it's
call
marginal.
Yeah,
on that too
seven,
much.
sevens is like triple the equity of fives, and double, almost not double, 1.5 of sixes. I probably
Yeah.
end up letting the fives and sixes go.
What do you mean? It's almost a full big blind. Stop.
Yeah, you got to
drinking.
call sixes, fives.
This is almost a full. This is almost a half a big blind. Just don't be
What's-
scared.
If sixes
This is-
is playing, then it's 3.4. on those
Yeah, if I'm
sixes.
calling this is like triple, like it's
Heard,
easy.
heard.
+2. But yeah, very good job, man. That was good.
It's surprising to see king queen off is a better hand than king jack suited, I think, but it's
Well,
king jack suited is better.
one thing we didn't look at was under the guns, 10 big blind all in range. Who wants to take a gander on what this looks like? B money. What are you jamming under the gun at 10 before we look at it?
At 10. All suited aces, all
Okay.
pairs. Probably like ace. I feel like the bottom of the ace XO range is maybe like ace 5. I might be wrong on that. I don't know, kings, probably up to king 9 suited,
Okay.
queen jack, queen 10,
Mm-hmm.
probably queen 9. Jack 10, Jack 9 suited, 10 9 suited.
So your suited nines, all your suited aces, ace. So
King,
you're
queen
starting.
O, King Jack O, King 10 O.
Yep. So everything ace 8 off, all suited nines, and then you go from all your pairs and your suited, and then your offsuit kings down to like king jack,
I would shove King 10 O here.
king 10-0 as well. Yeah, let's see.
It's pretty
shit.
close. I think ace, the offsuit aces are way low, way
Yeah, you got to be
And
eight. See,
you're gonna
it's offsuit
flat
nines.
your-
And that was very astute, man. That was very good, B Money. You were in there, guys. We got to be in there with those suited nines for the bottom of our range here. Not all the suited aces though. Ace deuce,
Yeah.
not all the pairs. Deuces or dog
Gotcha.
shit. So even just threes, you know,
Threes are
just
dog shit.
shrug and throw it in. You know, you can't get called by a worst pair ever, really. So and then ace deuce, nailed it with the nines. And then how about the king jack O? It's okay. It's literally break even as jam. Just break even. Damn, I
Yeah.
like this jam too much. Ouch. This ace 9 break even. Ouchies.
So no King
These
10
suited
O.
nines aren't like printing either. This should
Margin.
have just break even. It's marginal. Ace 9's good. Like this queen 9. I mean, sometimes you still got to just bite the bullet and take some of these spots, though. In my
It's not losing. It's just not fantastic. It's not
Like-
this putt.
It feels
Is
like
there-
ace 7 feels great, but it's just
Nah.
no, that's not bad. It's a tenth of a big blind. It's the ace 6 and stuff. Yeah.
Break even as fuck.
Yeah.
Question, is everybody really folding deuces here?
Yeah,
I think they're
I
not,
am.
they're not, but they should be. And if they're jamming them, they're actually losing money in this instance.
yeah. I mean,
And I'll
it's
be
actually
honest,
just losing.
I'm jamming
myself, if I'm
deuces
under
here.
the gun, I'm probably jamming sixes plus,
Oh, man.
and I have a hard time with the fives, fours. I know I'm losing some equity there, but real life, yeah.
Well, stop being in it. You see it now, and now you can just
Stop
change and be a
being in it.
better. It's easy. Like
Yeah.
as soon as I learn something like this, well, now it's forever and ever and ever in my range, you know. So good for us. You're better now. Nothing else too surprising here. I mean, this shit is just seems like you're kind of just the table's too tough. You're short. Blind's about to go up. Take it sometimes, right?
And I know
Blind's
I'm over,
going up the next hand or something like that.
I know I'm over jamming queens.
Oh, I would always mid-raise them.
Okay.
I wouldn't limp them as much.
Yeah, limping is a huge thing here. Raise two or just limping the same EV. So there you go. Between these limp and raise lines, we're seeing that. Hmm. 12 big blind calling range versus the cutoff. Who do we have out there? Jellyfish. How you doing, buddy? You out there?
Good, yeah. I'm folding.
Of course you're folding this.
Yeah.
Easy. No, so we're kind of just quizzing ourselves, making sure our calling ranges in these spots are, you know, up to date. So we want to make sure we're good in these spots. What are you calling with here versus cutoffs? All in range. Are you can just start kind of like everybody else has been doing to make sure you're good here. We'll do a
Let's
couple
see.
more of these and then we'll get some post flop stuff in as well.
Say on 12 bigs, cutoff jam. I'm probably gonna be tighter than the thing says, but ace 10 off, ace 9 suited, king jack off, and then jack, probably jack 10 suited plus, and then all the way down to probably threes or fours.
A weirdly shaped range, my man. Calling too tight on the ace X. It feels like we need to be calling some more of those ace X.
Probably any pair.
I mean,
The paint sounded
maybe
good.
not deuces. Deuces is probably close. So
For 12, I think deuce is probably call.
Alright.
Deuces is probably a snap call.
Yeah, for 12. Ugh. It feels
Yeah.
so fucking.
King jack
jack
off
off,
is dead
awesome.
on.
Yep.
Suited
Dude, you got
paint,
that suited paint.
That's
All the
mainly
suited
the
paint.
aces that Jelly's tied on.
yeah, ace six.
Yeah, it sounded like the ace. Yeah, like ace 10 off, easy.
fine.
But I mean, dude, this is like
Yeah, those are
I'm
pretty.
Lot of confidence.
it's pumping ace 9.
Even ace seven, the ace, one of the aces you hate the most is printing.
I'm snapping ace 7. That's I mean ace 6, ace 5, all pairs. Well done, guys. And then all suited aces, suited 10s, plus.
I'll print
King
that.
jack is just a flip. Oh, yeah. All right.
No,
King jack. Nines. Nothing too surprising here. Other than the fact that we have to just be calling damn near all of our ace X, ace 5 off plus if you want to just be nice and snug. And then king jack off plus, all suited aces, all pairs, and suited 10s. And I think these exercises are necessary. We got to get used to this because when we all play poker, every single session, we're going to be at this stack depth. You know, every single time. And we're going to face all ins. Like,
See myself folding king jack off. I think that's a mistake.
oh, yes. I mean, you got to snap that one.
Yep.
This is from the low jack, a suited ace from the low jack, one of our worst ones. Paul, you calling this one? We're kind of getting used to the 12 from around the table.
All right. Well, low jack shouldn't be too much different from under the gun. I'm gonna go ahead and call. We're supposed to call all of ours.
Eh.
God damn it.
The bottom. You wanna?
So
Yeah,
That's
I
not-
mean, yeah, it's the bottom.
bottom. Okay, so low jack it starts changing a little bit. You have to be a little bit tighter at low jack.
Yes. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that's still relatively early position, and it's still like ace deuce, like what we saw earlier, our deuces and threes were just kind of marginal, break even or losing. You know, this is it's losing a tenth of a big blind here.
Okay, I just learned something here, so I guess I'll just call ace five suited plus, and then maybe I guess ace nine plus.
Yep, ace nine's printing too much. Even threes here are just like marginal as hell, you know. It's not like you're thrilled about calling threes or anything like that. Suited jacks, tens, king, queen off in there for 12.
Okay.
Yeah, we're making good time. Whoops, I missed. Suited nines. Are we calling suited nines, suited tens here? Are we calling any 9x? I don't think we're definitely not calling this. Let's take a look. Nope, still suited tens. Suited nines are losing bigly. So suited tens, queen 10, not good. For the Jack 10 mafia that loves to call Jack 10, you can't call it off. Ace 7 off. And this is versus hijack. So this is a fairly late position as well. Now you can call, Paul, here you go. Now you can call the ace 3. So the other player was low jack, and I believe that was 12. Was it 10?
No, it
either
was
10 or
12.
It was 12
but you were
before.
also in the big blind. And this one, you're in the small blind. So
Yeah, good point.
that's going to tighten the range just slightly because you have to worry
Yep.
about the big blind as well.
Yep, because I think if we were in the big blind here, we get to call like obviously we got to get to call a little bit wider here for sure.
Yeah, you had your Jack 10 suited for sure.
Right, because
We
of
did
Annie
this.
and your big blind. Sorry for talking over.
And then here's the big blind range.
Oh, well, that's
So-
if the small blind calls.
Oh shit. 10.
So you could be looser in the big blind because you have Annie.
Why
and
is
stuff.
it?
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? GG.
That's weird.
Good game. Good game.
What is it? What is it doing wrong?
Small blind fold, you just win.
Right. So then it should be big blind. Go to the big blinds range right now. Hit call. Go to the big blind.
What in the
That
world?
range is off. Oh, wait, no.
What if I do this? I'm sorry. No, not this. Study this spot and do it like this.
Yeah, that's weird that it was doing that.
Yeah, it's nice to get here.
Okay.
Yeah, here
that-
we go. Yeah.
There we go.
So yeah,
That
here in
looks
the
more like it.
yeah, this is the range in the big. I mean, now you get to call down that ace 4 off, right? We call all the suited aces. King 10 off. Yeah, this is the range here. All your suited
Yeah,
10s
king
are
10 off
snapping.
comes in, all your suited 10s.
This is like
Okay.
hard to fold for me sometimes.
King
but
9 suited comes in.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
yeah, so you just have to tighten up a little bit when you're in the small blind versus the big blind
yep. You don't get
because
to
you're not
call-
closing the action. So
I mean, it's still pretty.
it's still pretty wide, but
Yeah, I mean, we're all at 10. Whoops.
you just got to just drop off the bottom of it.
We'll do maybe 3 more. Let me make sure those groceries didn't get delivered. Groceries just got. I gotta go up and grab those in a second. We're not calling our suited aces +1 from the small blind.
I think not. No, because on the
Nah, I mean, we're not suited ace, not ace deuce. We're probably calling
We're
ace
not calling
4.
that.
Right. So we're gonna fold this one, call ace 4 suited plus, and
I think ace-
Probably a little tighter than ace 4.
Ace
Probably
5.
ace
ace 5.
six.
Ace
Ace 5 is 5.
Ooh.
I'll say.
Because we're in the
Now we
small
have a
blind
debate.
again, so I think because
Still
for the
think
big
it's ace
blind,
5.
from the big blind in the spot, you can go down to ace 3. So
Ooh, it is. It's ace
Ooh.
7 as
Ace
well.
7,
Not
ooh.
much. And he is what, +1 here. So yeah, that's a big difference.
yeah,
How about if we have him jamming from the low jack? We probably fold low jack all in small blind. Yeah, it's still only ace 5 from here, but you can see ranges are pretty tight. We're getting in there. This feels kind of marginal, but 2/10 of big blinds, suited tens, jack here. But yeah, this plus run range, and this is the under the gun plus runs range as well, by the way, if you're curious.
They just jam everything in their range, but aces and kings almost.
Nobody, well, I can't say nobody.
So-
This is,
So the
Maybe.
majority of population is just jamming their entire range here.
yes,
Maybe not aces or kings.
yep.
Maybe.
Yeah, nobody's, I mean, yeah, this is all this, yeah. Anything with a partial frequency is a jam in real life. So you have all the suited aces here. It's 9 off plus. I think we're all hitting this, man. I feel like everybody here is pretty much going to be getting this right. It's really hard to not get this. All right. Let me go. My wife just said the groceries just got delivered. Let me bring those from outside real quick. I'll be back 1 second, guys.
All right, all right.
I just discovered raising from the big blind with 10-9 suited from a cutoff or a button open with more than 60 big blinds. And it's been paying off wonderfully.
You're saying cutoff versus big blind, 9-10 suited, you call in the big blind 9-10 versus cutoff all in.
No, 9-10 with 80 big blinds. And just a regular open. You raise 9-10 suited in the big blind. And I didn't know that before, and now I do. And it's been paying off a ton.
Oh yeah, 10-9 suited is just printing there.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, let's go through that again because I couldn't hear him too well because of his mic. I mean, I could hear him just.
So he was saying that 80 bigs when the cutoff opens. And if you have 10-9 suited in the big blind, it's a 3-bet.
Yep.
But really, it's anything 50 and above. It's going to be a 3-bet.
10-9, Jack 10.
Okay, and you could go 3x, 4x, nothing too big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell, at 40, it's a jam. It's interesting.
From the cutoff.
No, not from the cutoff, the big blind versus the cutoff raise.
Yeah,
Which
you're in
one?
the big blind.
What are you guys talking about?
It's also got like 10-8 and 10-7 sprinkled in there, right?
They were talking about 19
Well,
suited.
if the cutoff raises at 40 and you're in the big blind with 10-9 suited, that's not a jam.
Oh, it's not? Oh,
No, that's a flat
oh.
at 40.
Who opens
So
with
cutoff opens. And then go to the big blind.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
9-10 suited.
You're-
I'm
you're-
only
you're-
flatting.
Yeah, you're
Ah.
jammed. At 50,
Eights,
it becomes
nines, and ace queen. Yeah.
So
yeah, with the cutoff open and you're in the big blind at 50, 10-9 suited becomes a 3-bet.
Yeah, it's 50 plus
Yeah.
playability. Yeah, Jack 9 in those kind of hands, that region. Let's see, we can go to 50. We see cutoff opening range 2-3. And then we get here, the Jack 9s, 10-9, Jack 8. This region really good for nice board coverage. So yeah,
It's a
Yeah.
boomerang.
go ahead.
It's a boomerang here. If I remember it.
What's up,
Yeah,
Chess?
really,
I remember these ranges by there's a shape of a boomerang in here. It starts on queen 5, queen 7, queen 8.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, here we go. Yeah, you can see it here, like a butterfly or something right here,
Sure.
like on the way up. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
making
when
it
the
as well.
when the cutoff is opening, 10-9 suited isn't a jam until you get down to 20.
Yeah, we can do
So between 25 to 40, you're just flatting it. 50 plus, you're gonna 3-bet it, and then at 20 and below, then that's gonna open up your jams
we'll do this.
for that specific spot.
We'll get to the post flop stuff. I mean, you guys know me on Thursdays anymore. We're going extra time and getting deeper. And this has been helping me, man. I've been doing much better, seeing the game much better from doing these as well as the other studies. So I kind of want to create another drill for us. We've had our defends and what our jamming ranges versus all ins from these. And I think we did extremely well. You guys did really well in these. If not, it was stuff that was right on the cusp, or we're a little bit too tight with ace X. Outside of that, everybody else was just right in the wheelhouse, which was really good. Kind of want to try this from here. We'll just do pre-flop again. And then I want to do versus open the same way, but I need to change the configuration of hands, I think. Stuff for not 3-betting ever. We just don't 3-bet much. Let me think. This is fine. Yeah, we'll do that. Never mind. Okay, that's a good idea. We'll do this. And we'll keep post flop in there as well.
So I guess studying without a schedule is not effective, huh?
Oh, it definitely, I mean, it helps to have a schedule.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of, like myself, I've kind of plan out
All right, love you, bye.
for at least a week what I'm
All
gonna
right.
study, the spots and stuff, so.
Right. So you actually do it and don't procrastinate.
Yeah, and then also it just keeps it from just being like, just studying complete random stuff, so.
A good idea. Okay.
Versus open. Any versus open. We'll be playing in the big blind versus deeper SPRs. We'll have the option to 3-bet some. We'll start pre-flop. This will take us to the flop if I do it like this, correct? Versus
Yeah, so go start training.
Yeah, and then I have to, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
and you already have it
then
on full hand, so yeah, it'll take us
Yep.
post flop. So.
All right, yeah, then we'll play some deeper SPR stuff. We'll have the option to be 3-betting here as well. And then we're going to be defending from out of position. We'll do this for 20, 30 minutes or something like that. Then we can move on because we're nerds. We can do this shit all day. Beats, calling or 3-betting versus hijack.
Calling mostly.
Okay.
I can see a 3. I mean, it's going to mix, but calling mostly. I mean, maybe if I know my opponent is spazzy, I might, or, and super sticky, I might raise, but yeah.
And question for yourself as well. In game, what size are you 3-betting here when you do 3-bet? And not trying to be exactly like the solver. You could see what their output is. What is realistically what you're doing in game?
Typically in this spot, probably going to about 7.
Too small.
So, too small. Yeah.
100% too small. I'll tell you that shit right now. That's why I wanted to ask, because we like to deviate and do our own thing in these spots. And I think naturally at 60 plus, we got to be 4x, man. Like you just have to be 4xing plus 4.25x something. I think 7 is just not going to condense his range nearly enough.
Right.
You're not going to get nearly enough value with your value hands. And it's just going to create not a shallow enough SPR considering we're playing out of position.
I hit the pop button. Is that wrong? To hit the pop button?
I'm not sure exactly how much a pot would equate to. I know Toe uses pot and pot plus a click as well. He'll confirm once he's back. I'll ask him. But I think pot's going to be
pot's going to be
close.
around 8.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I do. I just hit the pot button.
Yeah, I would prefer you hit pot than go smaller than that. You know, I feel like B Money said I feel like 4x is standard 3-bet size. Yeah, it does. You look at the solver a lot. 4x is going to be good. Out of position here, you can see this is what is this?
4.5.
Yeah, you're like 4.5. I'm like 4.2 to 4 point. I've been 5x at some in some instances as well. So I think it's good.
Hey, if you're
Yeah,
short,
this is
if
4.5.
you're really short, they're like 30 or 25. I know you're not going to 3-bet this hand, but if you 3-bet, do you 3-bet smaller when you're short stacked?
Yeah, in those instances, it still goes close. I bet 3.75, 3.5 to 3.75, 4x still on the table. So yeah, don't sell your don't be doing this like 2.5x, 3x stuff from out of position unnutted. Giving your opponents great prices. Normally you're going to be 3.5x plus as a rule, you know. Pot is like 11, I feel like. Okay. Pot is like 11. Oh, I see what you're saying. So pot is like 4.8x or something like that. I'd rather you pot than go 7. How about that? Yep. Thanks, Aaron. Now what beats?
Checking range.
Yeah, checking range. Good call. All right. Call fold, check raise. What size? 750% pots on the table.
He's C betting range. Probably, with not having any spades or hearts, probably just gonna call it.
Yeah, let's say can't fold. Check
Can't
raising.
fold.
This board is
Can't raise.
yeah, can't raise. It's whoa, kept come out of left field with the fold. Sheesh. I don't know if we're allowed to fold, but maybe we don't because we just don't. Even our gut shot can be dead, right? So I don't know. I'm never.
I'm
Folding.
in knit and we're deep. I don't want to lose.
I am never, ever, ever, ever folding. But yeah, go ahead and scream blunder. We can't fold, man. It's too good.
Yeah, you're making that.
It's 30%. It's 30%, man. It's like it's fine. What's wrong with making half a chip? That's a lot, man. You keep stacking half
That's
a
a
chip.
lot.
That's a lot. You're gonna check, of course. That's not gonna change anything. Cool. He checks back turn. That's
Right,
great.
right.
No, I get yelled at for saying that I bet here in the other study session. Because he checked the turn, he capped his range. I have a pair. I want to bet.
All right.
Third
That's
pair, I
almost
want to
enough.
realize some equity, and I'm just gonna check.
Third pair checking, and you're checking because do you really get caught by worse?
No, I mean, there's
Do
nothing
you have a
worse that's
reasonable
gonna
bluff
call.
catch? He has a lot of missed king. We unblock queen X, king X, ace X, spades. So yeah, we're not getting called by his missed draws. And do we really want him to turn
Yeah.
something into a bluff? Do we want to use this as a big bluff catch? I think it's just a standard check, in my opinion.
And it's
only
like
if it
our
ever goes
bluffs
through.
are gonna come from our absolute garbage.
Yeah, you don't bet your third pairs.
6-4
this spot.
suited, 6-3 suited, 4-3 suited.
Well, yeah, our range is going to be more polar when we
Yeah.
bet, right? Here,
yeah.
when we go check, check. So we're not going to be betting third pairs here.
No.
I think our 10x becomes value in a lot of cases on turn if he checks back. So we'll look at this. I think we're going to be able to bet a lot of 10x.
Okay.
Obviously, any jack x that we didn't use as a check raise. And then we're going to be betting all the draws and shit that missed as well that we may have check called and didn't check raise. So let's go ahead into the river. And you can kind of see, so we can go here to the filters, second pairs, ace 10, king 10, queen 10, 9, 10 betting. Okay. The other 10s just use bluff catchers. They're a little too weak. So we get to bet a lot of our 10s. Top pair, we're betting our jack every single time we didn't check raise here. When we get to the river, strong hands like 2 pair. How about third pairs? Never, ever, ever really betting. Maybe 9s, but that's, over the pair of 7s, and it's almost like the nuts. And it probably bets just small to block bet versus the tens in his range, which you can see. And then no made hand. There's not a damn no made hand that doesn't bluff.
And just overbet it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just bluff. So that's why we have a kind of a polar strategy. We betting everything our range can get value from worse, all the value hands, and then all of our no made hands. And then like a lot of our third pairs, every single third pair checked. So this is a very good lesson when we get to the river here when he goes check, check, flop, bet.
Are no equity bluffs then always overbetting?
They're going,
Yeah.
I mean, for the let's go back to no make hand. There are some like the 9-3 and stuff like that, the mixed equity, mix, you know, sizing, it prefers to bet two when you have a 9 in some of these spots. When you block a straight, these 8-4s and things like that, they're so weak. So it looks like a block back to mix, but if you wanted to just go big, it doesn't mind that either. Like going 15 overbet is good. 6-4 overbet, 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 overbet. Like, yeah.
So once
All
you
this shit
overbet
is
for the straight
150%
block,
pot. Yeah.
Next one.
Yep. So mostly overbetting. Some of these really weak ones without the queen, without the best, like these queen blocker, right? Hands with the over blocking some of that kind of stuff. The queen tens and such that can call you. It's just really overbetting, putting a lot of pressure.
I mean, it looks like a lot, but we don't really have those hands much, right?
Hell yeah, we do.
It says like we have all those hands add up to like 1.3 combos.
13 combos. What this 30? That's the 13
That's-
combos. 15.1. I mean, when we get here like this, you got to think like we didn't check raise, elect to check raise a lot of these combos on flop either versus the small size. And when he uses the small size, we go back to the flop. So maybe check.
Yeah, I mean, if we get there with any of those, we do. If I'm just
They go
pointing out that we
to-
don't have like, it looks like there's a lot, but it's not really a lot.
So we don't also get to check raise like crazy on this board because it's so good. I mean, just jack tens. The rest of these draws are just calling. But what I'm saying is you're just going to arrive here kind of like this pretty often with that portion of your range, considering it goes check, check on turn. So you may not have that specific combo, but you're going to have a lot of the different combos. That's why, because you have just so much in your range that got to call a small bet. You know what I mean, Cap?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Because you just have so many other combos in your range that you're good. That's just like a handful of those combos. Like we just look at all this shit you have. Like, but yeah, that was good.
Yeah, and also
Um,
when you were seeing those combos originally, Cap, he had it selected on one of the filters. So there was
Mm.
actually more combos than what it was originally showing when you made that comment.
Oh, okay.
Half pot. I didn't know this shit was coming. Half pot. Oh, damn, Bob's out of here. Take care, Bob. Good luck.
Check the call, right?
Uh-oh. No spoilers. He's just
Throw,
playing the hand right now.
In
throw
reality,
up in my mouth a little bit and then call.
All right, he calls.
Guys. All in. And fold too. Cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever you
zero
want.
EV printing. Yeah, I would just shrug, call, unblocking. Everything is gonna like, you know, and then you get known by a 10 in game and have 70 bigs and move on with your life.
Yeah.
Chest hole.
Oh, Jack.
Yeah, I wanted to put you in a spot. 3 betting, calling, 60 effective versus low jack.
Yeah, let's 3-bet this.
Let's 3-bet. How do you guys feel about 3-betting? Are we using this as our 3-bet and chest hole? More importantly, actually, what's your 3-bet range here?
Man, I don't know. I almost started button and I guess we 3-bet this 60% of the time versus the low jack.
Hey, you cheating son of a bitch. Your man literally just looked at the wow.
No, but yeah, ace ten plus, I'll do,
Ace 10 plus, ace 10 suited and offsuit. It's
no,
okay.
not offsuit.
Okay.
Offsuit, I would call.
Okay.
Ace jack offsuit and better.
Okay.
And then king, queen, maybe a raise too.
King, queen off.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. This is going to be important to look at because I'm seeing a lot of different opinions, and you know, this is not a easy spot to realize what we're three betting, what we're calling, because I think some of the hands we just get to mix as well at some frequency. We're obviously going to bet very strong, three bet very strong linear, but hands like ace jack, ace 10, ace 9 suited may mix. We have some wheel aces in there as well. So let's first off, let's just take a quick look at the small blinds range here. As you can see, aces, the strong linear stuff, ace queen off, even getting it in, ace queen suited, calling. Plays very well. Mixing this stuff. Somebody said, here we go. 70-30. This is more like 60-40 here, ace 5. Jack 10, like this range is not easy to.
Just 60?
I would not have known to call with ace
King,
queen.
queen can mix. A lot of this stuff can just mix in this region as well. It's, yeah.
Is this 60?
Yes, sir.
I'm never not three betting ace queen suited.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like I do as well, almost always. I mean, I know I mix a call in some occasions, some situations it feels reasonable, but most of the time I find myself three betting this as well. Then I flat too much. Yeah, down this. I almost full frequency flat this stuff.
Against middle position, right?
Correct.
Ace
That's
five,
60.
sure.
I'll find enough suited connector raises, which is
Feels,
kinda
I mean,
knitting.
in game, you're gonna have a thought of using some of this stuff as a three bet and not wanting to get four bet off your range. The difference is at 40. I think their four betting range is insanely strong. It's just gonna be the top of their range. So you're gonna be able to get the three bet through a lot or play a spot where they call check fold versus your C bet. Because I know a lot of people I work with, I see hand histories just auto call this queen jack, auto call this jack 10 from the small blind, auto call this stuff. You see it's a three bet, but it's just auto called a lot. So we three bet here, Chesthole. You got called. Getting
Yeah.
four bet with ace queen off or ace queen suited is not good spot, especially at a position. It feels horrible. That's why he wants to use the ace queen offsuit as a three bet fold. But the ace queen suited does not want to be four bet all in, right? It feels like literally so fucking bad. Good point, Aaron. Now what, Chesthole? We three bet, C bet.
C bet. So 25%.
Don't feel bad to me. I'm happy to run it.
25%, he says. Okay. Anyone else using any other size? Bet 5, half pot for beats. B Money says 5, quarter pot, quarter pack. Aaron, I'd rather size up.
A quarter or a half.
Well, you've won a quarter, my man. You're at 5.4 jelly. So
I like half pot.
nice. So one interesting concept you see here when you're three betting and three bet pots at 50 and 60 big blinds effective. And even at 40, sometimes you go half pot more than you use this quarter pot or 33%, which you guys are like autopilot do. We do have larger sizings in these spots. And then there's cap with the check. Let's see what the solver prefers in this specific spot. I'm on team more of like half pot. I'm kind of curious with this specific combo if we want to half pot it always, but I would be on team more half pot than quarter as well. So we are just half potting it.
Right.
And guys, just realize like it's a thing, like you're not making a mistake. Like if you feel like you've went quarter in game, if you feel like your opponent, there's times where even quarter is going to be fine here, you know. So don't think you've made a mistake just by going quarter because it's not.
Why is it half pot? Because of our range, position?
Well, you're going to want
Position.
to position.
Okay.
We're at a position. you know, we want a shallower SPR. A lot of our value hands would size up in this position. We're deeper stacks. We want to get the SPR shallower, right? Condense his range. We don't want to have him continuing extremely wide, out of position, deep stacks. So yeah, a lot of the times we're just going to be utilizing a larger sizing for a C-bet.
I guess so.
Sixes, can you look at the range if we have like ace ten of clubs or ace ten of clubs or ace ten of diamonds?
Yeah, yeah, I'll do that for sure.
What are we trying to?
Will I get a spoil if I pull up the solver? I'll go back to that. Is okay, buddy?
Yep.
All right, cool.
When we bet big half pot here, what are we trying to get a fold better ace highs and then pairs like lower pairs that
But
dominate?
naturally, when you use a larger sizing, you condense the other player's range and they need a tighter range and more or less like they don't meet MDF as easily, right? We get more value from our hand. We're going to be able to barrel more. We just don't want to get floated super wide in this spot always, right? Even with this combo, we will just deny equity, get a little bit of protection. We have the best hand a lot. A lot of our range is going to want to size up on these type of spots, considering like our deep SPR. That's really the crux of it with your range in these kind of spots. If anybody has another point they would like to add there, feel free. You know, we're all trying to just get better, you know. And when we bet half pot, you know, think about what's going to be on the pot on the turn, you know, SPR of 1. So we're going to be able to follow through, maximum deny equity, get all the money in right away, you know, in a lot of cases, which is good for us. And you get raised. Yeah, you don't see this. You 3-bet, C-bet, and get raised. Holy shit. You calling?
Not in game, no.
Yee.
Yeah, I would just bail here. Yeah.
He's out of there. Yeah, you just can only fold. So let's get to this. This is a pretty cool hand.
Well, I like the jack because I can call a smaller bet, I think. I can see a turn.
Can't check, man. You got to think about your range and what you're doing. Like,
Check was the lowest frequency, but the highest EV.
I know, but you're not like, you want to, I don't know. I just think checking out of position after C-betting, you're going to be capping your range a lot. Allowing them to realizing.
It wasn't good there.
No, I mean, it's just normally you're going to want to 3-bet and C-bet there a lot.
Usually
Let's go back to
3-bet
this.
pots, the general idea am I muted? Let me check. Oh, I'm good.
No, you're good. We can
So,
hear you, buddy.
General idea behind 3-bet pots, especially in position, is that, you know, population overfolds to 3-bets and they overfold to continuation bets after continuation bets after a 3-bet pot. So the idea is that you 3-bet and then you C-bet 1/3, they fold half the time, it instant prints money. So in the instance of being out of position, you still want that fold equity, which is why you go half pot, because you know you're going to be 3-betting aces, kings, queens, etc., things like that.
Just always.
Things
And
that
then you
do
wanna
well in
just,
this range. So this is why checking is generally frowned upon when studying the spot, because like because population just overfolds to the C-bet after 3-bet. Like you'll find me sometimes like 3-betting king 6 out of position or some shit like that, or just in position. If I'm C-betting after a 3-bet pot going a third or even a quarter, I'll go 20%, even 20% flop, 10% turn if it's going to get nasty or some shit, you know, because you know the defense against 3-bets is just really just the fold.
Right, but a half pot bet is pretty large. So how do you evaluate when he calls, and then how do you evaluate turn? Do you give up?
When he calls,
well,
depending on the card, right? Depending on.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't necessarily. We're going to be using cards that are good for our range. We pick up equity, or the cards naturally good for our range, or we get there. That's it. I mean, that's it.
Being that deep, in my opinion, when you go 3rd pot out of position, like villain's calling everything. I don't even think they have folds.
The other part, if the villain knows what they're doing, if you go half pot on the flop versus a quarter pot, they're actually folding some of the bluffs at half pot that they're using when you only bet a quarter.
Yeah.
I
Um,
can't think
Oh,
of any hand that
right.
calls a 3-bet but folds that flop to a quarter in position. I can't think of a
Right.
bet. I can't think of a
There,
hand.
there's very few that are gonna fold it. But there's
Pocket twos.
there's quite a few combinations where when you go a quarter pot that actually then do are gonna raise you, that if you went half pot would just fold.
That,
That
that's
is
a good idea. That's a
why,
good thought too.
well, the thing is, that's why the solver quarter pots with jacks, so it doesn't get exploited in like hands that it's gonna quarter and call off with. So that, it does mix, but it protects its range with some of the small bets with the top of its range as well. But going back to getting on track with the bet sizing that we were discussing before, since there seemed to be a lot of questions in this particular situation at 60 big blinds, at least on this flop, like 70% of the time, 65% of the time, it's going to be going 50% pot here, guys, as a C bet. You can kind of see the range here. Only hand that's really checking is like the ace nine, the king nine. Everything else is pretty much, 6-5, middle pairs. Finding some checks here as well. Eights kind of in there, but it's all eights are also betting like 60, betting mostly. So yeah, it's going half pot a lot. Our range can support this. As you can see, our range, it just smacks our range, right? We're gonna have a lot of overpair. We have all the jack X, since we are 3-betting ace jack, king jack as well. And some of the queen jacks, we have jacks, ace jack. So it's good. You want to bet turn if you pick up equity after he calls the pot. So if you not pick up equity, you check, give up. Let's see what happens. So we go in this.
Real quick, can you put the mouse over the ace 10 suited thing again?
The mouse over to ace 10 suited. You want me to go?
Yeah, go back to small blind.
Small blind.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I got you. Yep. There you go.
So even with the clubs and the diamonds, we're going bigger. Okay,
Oh yeah,
thank you.
there it is.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wanted to see like no matter, yeah, just like overwhelmingly want to use it with our entire range, right? Like for the most part, you can almost range half pot and put your opponent in a really tough spot. So we do use the half pot, right? And then we're going to examine once we get called. Here's his calling range. He's folding 30%. When you use the small size, how often is he folding? Still, he's folding 13% of the time. It's just so gross.
Do you fold the turn when you did not pick up equity?
Oh, we're going to get there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the frequencies and why you can see a larger sizing. They're folding 30%. The solver's folding 30%. Your opponents are folding like 40, 45%. They're going to miss. They're not calling the like fives, fours are gone. Seven, some guys are folding in these spots. Eights, people might get shook and fold.
And then it almost
and, like,
completely
he's-
eliminates
Yep.
his bet,
And
his raising
gone.
range is almost completely
Ace
gone.
high floats. See you later. You know what I'm saying? So I think in real life, once you go have pot and they continue, they have a much more condensed range than when we look at this solve. But nonetheless, you're still going to need to continue. So we go 10. They call. Let's make the turn like a brick. I can't remember what it was. Let's just go. Well, let's actually use something that's good for our range and look how like the difference. Okay, so it's a king. Bang bang. You're just firing the range, right? How about if it's something fairly bad for us on the turn? How about the 7 of spades? Let me go this. You're shook. It's just depending on what the card is. Is it good for his continuing range? You're only barreling here when you have it. You're damn near like you're just not doing much. And sometimes you just overbet jam.
Just go to reports and it'll show you all the cards.
I know. I
On the
hate
turn.
looking. Yeah, I know.
On the turn report is better than like the pre-flop.
Yeah, this way. Yeah. So high card.
Because
you
this
bomb.
just shows you, yeah.
High card, you bomb. Ace.
There's a lot of green with 9s and below.
Yeah, spades. Look at all this green in the spades. I mean, you're just 60%. You're checking 50, 45.
Is this showing you the heater for our exact hand or for our range?
No, this is for our range.
Our range. So yeah, like
Yeah.
like when we show up on turn, how much of our range wants to bet on the 4 of spades. As you can see, just when it's high paint, this is what I'm saying, like when you want to barrel. It's pretty obvious, and we're trying to figure out a turn strategy. What cards are really good for our range? We have over pairs, we're going to turn 2 pairs, sets, things like that on the high cards. Outside of that, we're going to need to pick up equity with our exact hand to keep barreling some of these other cards. Otherwise, your ass is done. Like when you have ace 10 of hearts and it's a low card, you turn a backdoor flush draw, you probably continue barreling, stuff like that. And outside of that, you're not just going to fire the 5 of diamonds blindly, if that makes sense.
Crazy how much of our range on a 10 just jams.
Okay, every time you
Yeah, look
check,
at this. Yeah. Good point.
can't you be counter exploited? Like, somebody who's really thinking about the game, every time you check back, when it sticks the bottom middle or the bottom card pairs and you check, can they exploit you? Sort of thing, or is that not, so like
It's hard to, it's hard to theory craft a situation like that. I mean,
right. You're just playing your
no,
range here.
you can't be, if you're playing balance, you're not going to be exploited in that spot. You know what I'm saying? If
Okay.
you actually have a range, you can check back and call. It's just like hard to say without
Right.
giving like the exact situation. Folding 100%. What did he have when he did that? Somebody said he has to have a set, right? Nope, he owned you. It's just top pair. And he did it for a little bit of protection.
Yeah, with
nasty.
a set, he's never.
No, he's just calling.
He's just flatting with a set every time.
Yep.
Regardless of how much you go.
Yep. Aaron, you want to play this hand, man? From the big blind under the gun. You can type it in chat if you prefer, or in unmute, whatever you like. I'm typing, but I'm down. That's cool. So I know you're defending. Probably everybody in this room defending. And flopping top pair versus UTG. You're not leading. Nobody's leading. It's 100% check. And we're facing a third pot c-bet. Check raise, check call. Feel free to, even if you'd like, you can say what hand you're check raising and things like that as well. And I'm gonna throw this on Instagram super quick.
4-7.
I like a check call here. Cool. Anybody check raising?
Not with
Not
this
versus
hand.
under the gun.
I
I don't
think we
think.
want to check raise more from the top down, like, if you have your ace jack, your king jack, queen jack, and then
Yeah.
start tapering off as your hand gets weaker.
I like it.
And
King
Yeah, that
jack
makes
may not even
fours
check.
and yeah.
We'll look at we'll examine our check
6-5.
raising range as well. And making sure we're on point at 60 effective versus under the gun. Sweet turn, dude. We're not leading ever. 80% pot, 83%.
Standard line.
Just, I mean, we're killed here most of the time. He said, calling, you folding versus an UTG range. She said.
And he's got ace king.
Solver still likes to call. B-Money
call.
says,
Flush draws.
no spoiling, guys. One man hand. Are we ghosting each other?
All right.
Gosh.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Jeez Louise. I'm kidding. Solver like a call here, but I have to find the fold. He's folding. Anybody else folding?
I
Cap.
think I'm still calling one most of the time.
Oh my God, Cap's calling.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of draws still. It's a good bluff card for him, so I think I got a call.
B-Money says I'm folding in game. I'm sticky like Gorilla Glue. I mean, you see my stream. I find it's hard as hell to fold to just this.
Yeah, I ended up calling this down yesterday. And he ended up
Can't
having-
fold. Never
Cannot
ever.
fold.
Listen,
Yeah, I called
guys.
down yesterday in a spot like this. Villain barrel flop turn river just on this same board. At king, queen.
Well, I mean, you don't get, I mean, the river is the important part. You can't fold the turn.
Yeah, I mean, he blasts river, I'm out.
Yeah, this is so for the fold army, just because you get double barreled, you can't fold.
Oh, you got top pair.
Yeah.
Oh my god, now it gets interesting. Are we playing on ACR or global? Yeah. On global, you get double barreled. It's like, oh my god, this motherfucker actually might just.
Yeah, man, I agree. Sometimes you just gotta get past the turn and hopefully your opponent checks that
We got
river.
enough queens here to protect, like, I'm out. I
Yeah,
expect
I'll
them
now.
to out of checking back with their, like, a lot of their made hands anyway.
I mean,
Oh,
queen,
no.
queen doesn't change much. I mean, if you call a turn, you're calling.
Well, wait a minute, Aaron. It's not half pot. There was 26 BBs in the pot. So he went like 80%.
80%.
83%, which leaves you, you got to call
Like, he's
22.
never
big
doing this
BB.
with a jack, right? So it's a queen or bluffs, I think. Or like full houses. So.
What do you think? Aaron, you're on the clock. What do you think, buddy? You folded the turn. He's
Wow, we don't have
he
a
folded the
spade.
turn.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Am I talking myself into a call?
It's a queen or a bluff. I agree that he doesn't have jacks, fours, deuces here.
There's nothing you do with chop with.
It's a call because he has enough 10-9 and 10-8 suited that he can do this with.
Well, we'll see what Aaron thinks. Aaron folded the turn.
Oh, I thought Aaron already said something.
No,
My bad.
that's all good. And you might be wrong. Maybe the solver likes folds. Maybe the solver just wants to get bail versus the triple.
I'm gonna.
I
call
love
some
to fold,
jacks.
but I
I'm
feel
not
like the
calling-
solver wants a shrug call. Yeah, I don't think I'm folding.
I'm not calling this one. I got some jacks. I'll call.
I'm never folding. I just didn't want to spoil it. I wanted to see what
Yeah,
Aaron did.
yeah.
I'm actually never folding once we get here like this. Give him the money, pay the man. Just pay him. Dead. Oh, we got so value towns.
Yeah, but you just can't.
Yeah.
Sometimes
You just
blockers don't
can't
matter.
fold it though. I mean, it's
That
you can
hurts.
fold your actual like
Yeah.
your probably like
Under
your
pair.
Jack 10 and Jack
Tell me what
9,
the
but
V-
all
let
your
me-
bad. Yep.
Just look at that call is before you tell me I can't fold.
All right, how about this? We're going to reverse engineer the hand and kind of look at the range because I want to, there were some questions and some discussions regarding check raising range as well. And when we get to the river, examining our bluff catching range, and we can kind of take a look at their barreling range. So it's good to just get a view of how we should play the hand from under the gun and what we need to defend with in the exact situation. So here we check, they bet, range. Literally never ever checking from under the gun here. The preferred size is either 1 or 2, or 20 or 33%, but you can mix some bigger sizes here as well. Obviously, those bigger sizings coming from the top down, it seems like. So we go to BB. What's our check raising range here? What does that look like? We're calling 40% of the time, or we're folding 42% of the time. And this is our check raising range. Two pair, straight and flush draw, ace-3 suited, good enough. Looks like we're check raising a lot of our nut flush draws. Top here gets it in. King Jack. Damn, we are check raising a lot. This mostly, damn, it does check raise that mostly. Let me take these filters off. I want to see the Queen Jack, mostly calling the Queen Jack. Okay. And then King Jack, mostly calling for the crew that wanted to check raise King Jack versus under the gun. Still not good enough, man. King Jack off. So you want Ace Jack,
Weird.
Yeah, no, you got 3, 4 here, 4 deuce, bottom 2.
Yeah, like Kep said, you want to start from the top down.
That's not.
Yeah,
like-
but the top down, it cut. You're done.
Yeah.
The top
there's
stops at Ace Jack. Like you're
Yeah.
not even using King Jack ever. King Jack with
Yeah.
the backdoor flush draw. How about King Jack of Hearts? That's one I would think about, man. It'd be hard not to check raise that. Yeah, it's check raising King Jack of Hearts.
I mean,
so.
King Jack's okay if you're not gonna do like Queen Jack, Jack 9. You can slide that up in the
That
king.
makes
jack.
sense.
Yep. And we're going 3.5 is the 7-5. So 3.5x check raise here. Looks like it's a little bit more preferred. Your check raising size is also going to be a bit deeper on average at 60 plus, I've noticed as well. So instead of like when you get shallow, I know when we're at like 20 to 40 big blinds, we use 2.5. At 60 plus, it looks like it prefers reasonable amount of 3.5 plus. Just a takeaway there as well. So let's move on.
We're raising with the 4s and 2s.
Sets. Yep. So we're raising our sets. Two
And our
pair,
2 pairs and then our
straight and flush draw.
straight and flush draws. Yeah.
Yep. Ace 5 kind of gets nasty as a gut shot with an over. With the spade, you're going to be finding a check raise with the ace 5. I think a lot of us missed that. I would be overcalling that personally. And then all these ace of spade combos kind of at some frequency getting it in. Definitely missing those. So we called. We get the queen turn. We check. Wow, they barrel a fucking lot.
Yep.
Am I wrong in saying that Culver likes to raise the sets when there's draws available? When there's no draws, he likes to call on the flop.
Rainbow, it's probably, I mean, it's just gonna depend on like the board texture, and it's gonna use it as a check raise.
Okay,
most
that's
of
just
the
my,
time. It doesn't
that's just my
slow
thinking.
play a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna depend on SPR. A lot of deeper SPRs, man. You need to get money in the pot.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, how the hell are you gonna stack somebody at 60 bigs by just slow playing a set, a flop
Yeah.
set?
Yeah, that makes
Hey.
sense. Yeah.
You can't.
Yep.
80%, 83% c-bet, and they're doing that about half the time. And they even use some larger bets here. So this is why the solver is not folding second pair, guys. Because a good opponent is going to be barreling king 9, king 8, all of its ace highs under pair. And if you just fold your 7, you are, I mean, your jack 7, you're getting ran over. Look at this. You're just getting ran over by this player. Ace 10s. They're not just checking the gut shots. They're just betting everything that you beat. So we take off these filters so you see it all. So big blind, it gets back to us. Yeah, absolutely never, ever, ever folding a jack. It's folding half the time. Let's see. Second pair. Nope, never folding. It's only calling. Third pairs. Yeah, all this shit is just out of there. Flush combo draws. When he uses the large sizing, I'm assuming we may get to check raise our combo draws with the nuts. Well, the combo draws with the nuts are going to include these, yeah. So this is kind of a cool little concept that you can utilize yourself. If you did just check call a flush draw on the turn or something like that, right? And on the flop, and then they big bet the turn, you can just semi bluff all in with that draw, with the nut draw, if they use a big size, because this you're not, it's just gonna not realize equity. And as you can see from the villains range, they need to be barreling this over a card as a bluff almost always, right? Like 80% of the time or something, they were betting here and rarely checking. So we get to just semi bluff and just check jam the nut draws and the combo draws in our range. Combo draws, yeah, like 8, 9 suited, gut shot in the flush draw, semi bluff check jam. King 9 suited with the gut shot, an over and a flush draw, get it in. So that's kind of cool stuff as well. Taking my time this one, I'm sorry. We go back to under the gun. Oh my God, they're so good at the game. Just bombing again. All this. Ace, king, aces, obviously, the jack. They're turning all their king highs into bluffs. No made hands, 15%. And here's our calling range. Queens. Jack. Oh, the queens are just jamming. And then all your jack X. You fold jack 9. And Jack 10.
Yeah.
It's some
Yeah, because that's
frequency
gonna be
blocking
their
his
bluffing
bluffs.
range. Yeah.
Yep. But
So
this
you don't want to call
unblocks
with what they're bluffing with,
Yep.
but and
the
I
ace
think
10,
this
the king 10, the king nines itself, the ace nines.
and this hand on the river, I mean, you have to
Okay.
call the turn on the river. I know
Yeah.
solver's like a pure call, but I think it kind of comes down to
Real life
real world
opponent with-
versus solver. You know, if I'm playing a 660
It's
random
rent.
on ACR, I'm probably just gonna fold. If
Why?
I'm playing, you know, a 33 versus a better opponent, I probably call. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, just
it's-
for me,
yeah.
it depends on where at in the tournament more than
yeah,
and
that
opponent.
too.
Yeah, like it's kind of important not
Obviously.
to punt like your stack, like making loose hero calls on river with 40 left in tournaments.
Yeah, if I'm early and it's rebuy still, I'm probably just gonna rebuy call.
Who do we have out there that wants to do this? Cap, I don't think I've called on you. Play a hand, sir.
Where are we at?
We're at 50 bigs here versus the cutoff open.
Calling.
Call. What are you three betting?
I'm three betting my that triangle, the 10-9, 10-8, 9-7, 9-8, blah, blah,
Hey.
blah.
I like it.
Offsuit aces, wheel aces.
Mm-hmm. Ace eight's in there. Good bet.
Probably like king 6 off, king 7 off, king 8 off, and then top of range.
Sheesh. Man, it's three betting like 25% of his range. Let's see. I have to see.
I was gonna say he's pretty
Yeah.
good on
No,
that.
yeah, ace eight. Yeah, you got to get these offsuit. The will aces at some frequency. These at some frequency, and yeah, these at, and then yep, the triangle crusher. Now let's put his ass in the tank post flop. Wait a minute. Let me see something. Yep. It's so crazy. It's hard not to find this three bet sometimes, to be honest.
Yeah, right.
It's hard to look at ace jack suited versus a cut. I'm like, man,
It's
and
a
not
call.
three bet. Like, dude. All right, we call. Well played.
King 9, Jim. Queen 9.
I know you're checking, and yeah.
Snap fold.
Yeah, versus that size, we're just out of there every time. What is
I'm
he?
folding versus a small bet.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably just always not gonna float that. Cap, you'll play till you get a turn. We're never calling this.
Nope.
Too light. King jack off. Still too late? King queen
No,
off.
king jack off, I'm in there.
It feels dusty as hell to be calling king jack off to under the gun. I mostly fold it.
Oh, under the gun. Okay, good.
Yeah, it feels
I
so
thought you were just completing the big one.
gooey. I don't know.
I
It
like-
does. It's zero EV play. It's just zero EV across the board.
Obviously, I think I'm a lot better than I am, so I don't mind playing post flop so much versus a lot of people. I just feel like, I got an
Yeah.
edge post flop.
I mean, to be
Oh.
fair, Cap, there's something to be said about playing like at a stake you're comfortably beating rolls for, and you want to experiment, have a higher VPEP, and make sure even these zero EV spots, converting those versus people who play worse. I think there's something needs to be said about that, and it's good because it's helping you learn how to be in these awkward spots, and you're just going to be experienced. So I don't think it's bad, man. It's good. Especially I've played in these fields, dude. I mean, I'm comfortable doing anything at 60 bigs, just messing around, trying stuff. So, yep. I just fold king jack and move on to a full call ace 10. Yeah, but you never have king jack in your range versus good players. You're never gonna flop. But it's fine. I don't think it's like these are zero EV hands versus.
So like, I look at the big blind in these spots. If the big blind's an
Zero, zero,
aggressive
zero,
player
zero.
that's gonna squeeze pretty decent amount, I'm gonna fold more. But if they
Yep.
are like passive and just wanna call a lot, then I'm gonna play a bit wider in the small blind.
Fair enough. Go ahead, Cap. You're gonna see a turn, I think.
Call.
Yep, easy. We're at 40 effective here. We don't have a spade.
Yeah, check fold.
Are we folding?
I mean, it's an ace on the flop versus all position. I'm not sticking around. I don't have nothing going on. No spade, no wheel, nothing.
Now draw.
You have a
I got
backdoor.
plenty of I got plenty of hands I can defend here. I got a lot of flush draws. I got 9x. I got wheel.
My question is, does this meet MDF? Nah, because we
I'll call
our
it.
deuce, our deuce would call because we would have more outs than these fours, right? Because we'd have 5 outs instead.
But
of
we'd
just-
have a set if we had to.
So, like, I'm not calling on.
but-
twos.
No, I mean a deuce in our hand. You know, if we
I'll
have
call
like
yeah.
king deuce.
I'll call like 10-2 plus, but I'm not calling like 8-2.
This is interesting.
I
mean,
think
I'm
we're
kinda
calling
confused.
every two.
Yeah,
And then
we're
with
calling every two.
fours, I think this exact combination is probably the one we fold the most.
I
Yeah,
call all my twos with a spade redraw and my twos with an over to the 9.
See, this is the problem. I feel like I might find a call here most times because it feels like we just have a pair. Obviously, with a spade or a heart in our hand, it's super easy. I'm really indifferent. I'm very indifferent about this. I don't think we just pure fold though. We're getting this feels like it meets MDF. I don't imagine we would fold a deuce in our hand either. So yeah, let's look at this, man. This is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
Do you-
don't think we fold us any deuce.
I
Do you ever,
mean,
do you ever raise? I mean, if
Hell
you think he's
no.
bluffing, no, never.
not versus under the gun. No.
Okay.
It does advocate it could be a thing, like the EV between check raising to 5 and just calling is pretty close if you have the 4 of spades in your hand. But at the same time, like nah, you're not like making anything from it. 4
Honestly,
or 5
I
is
love
one.
spades versus all position because they literally have no, like, when a 4-liner comes in, they have no spades that are worse.
Oh, I
No,
see what you're saying.
4-5 is interesting. I likes raising with no, like, no showdown hands, I guess.
Tough.
The worst
Ace
is showdown.
5.
A 4-5, the gut shot.
Oh, the gut shot with the spade.
Yeah,
And even
that's-
without a
yeah.
spade. Yeah, I mean, it just has.
That's nice.
But it likes it, but it does like it more in a few spots as well, especially with the spade. It likes it just a hair more to check raise, even though the EV is pretty close.
I'm
Yeah,
not
you
finding
just try
those
to
spots.
fold out some of their air that.
Because they're just gonna see that
bet.
range. Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
c-betting like fucking their entire range to like in real life, somebody c-betting range, you know.
So, and I like to get like in real life, I like to keep chips in my stack for better, easier hands. Like just, I don't like to just start bleeding off chips with really marginal stuff because I like to have a lot. I like to be able to play poker and stick around.
Right, you get aggressive a little later on.
So you don't like to bleed chips in these
And with a hand that's
very
really
marginally.
it's gonna struggle
No, I
to
know.
improve. Like that hand's gonna really struggle to improve, right? So like, do I want to keep committing chips to the pot? And I usually just say no.
I mean, I'm never folding with the 4 spades. It's just interesting though, because I think a lot of players still have a leak where they c-bet and give up.
Yeah,
And
Yep.
the dude would have king fucking queen and not bet again, no matter what the run out is.
right.
And you'll see that as a leak from the Netflix and chill, the
Yep.
people that are watching burger in hand, playing poker on their laptop, not paying attention. They bet once, got called, got scared, and they're distracted. So that's why I don't like to leak EV too much and just find it as a natural overfold because
You're 100% right.
and you're gonna
Listen,
turn you're gonna turn a
sandwich.
set sometimes. Somebody eating a sandwich, not paying attention. Yeah, you know how it is, man.
Yeah, and I was watching something recently with like Ape Styles, and he was talking about how people just over, c-bet, and he's like, so I just over call and over, just over check raise on the flop out of position, just because I know most people are they just overplay it, and so they're gonna fold.
Yeah, and then it gets to a point where once you do start checking back, people think your check back range is too weak, so they're over bluffing the turn, So it's nice to have a balanced flop check back range or have a plan versus certain opponents that check raise wide when you're going to see that. Versus under the gun here at 50. 2.3 A70. Paul Wall, you calling here?
Let's see here. I yeah, I mean, I call. You're getting good pot odds. I call. I don't like it. Yeah, let's call.
Call.
Um,
Aaron says raise.
Wait. Hold on. You're at well, you're on the big blind.
Yep.
You don't want to call. It's either fold or raise, right? That's what I'm thinking here, right? It's either fold or raise.
Yeah,
No calling.
I mean, we're just never folding, right? I mean, we can
Call,
never,
call.
ever fold. I mean,
Yeah,
raising
yeah.
is spewy
Too aggressive.
as
Yeah.
hell. I mean, it's not like crazy. It's an aggressive mistake. Like it's 0%. It's not like it's not losing as much as I thought it would be though.
You see how I try to change my own opinion.
We'll look at that, Aaron. I think maybe ace nine. Oh, it's under the gun at 50. We'll look at the range there, so
Yeah.
we're not spewing too much in that spot, buddy. So we'll look at it. You're obviously checking,
Yep.
and you're out of there, right? I mean,
Yeah, I'm out of here.
yeah, I mean you can't. Like we have literally nothing. Ace high
Yeah,
check flop.
nothing.
Oh, and paint.
Pretty bad bet.
If
Here,
you do hit ace, it's bad. Probably.
yeah, it's just all bad. But if we look at
Okay, he won.
pre-flop, I was kind of curious since what you're looking for is ace 10, oh, sir. And then, yeah, we want to use king, jack, king 10. We're going to get called from a very tight 17, 18% opening range that ain't folding.
That's
Yeah.
50.
Ace five,
17% opening range. A lot of that ain't folding like to a 3-bet. It's gonna show up with half of this range, and it's gonna come along to your 3-bet. So, and it's condensed too strong. So, in their c-betting range here, that's pretty.
Can you really
It's a
3-bet
lot.
ace 5 suited and ace 7 suited against UTG in game?
I don't find the a7. To be honest with you, I'll find this. I don't find these enough.
Yeah.
Not a perfect player. Be honest with you, it is too damn easy to hit the call button in this spot.
Too loose. Yeah.
No, it's too easy to just call.
Right. The big one. Yeah.
It's so easy to just call and play it post flop here and not like, and then in real life, like people's under the gun opening range isn't gonna have like some of these nines and stuff. So it's gonna be even stronger. People are missing ace 10, king jack. This range is strong as hell versus people in real life under the gun in some cases. So like,
How many people
Trying to
are
3-bet.
opening king 6 suited under the gun?
how many people are missing these suited 8, 9,
Oh,
10,
yeah.
8,
Everyone.
you know, like queen 9, jack 8 and stuff like this, autopiloting and playing a super tight snug 14% opening range. And then you're trying to use like, you're trying to 3-bet that range. Like I don't know. I find myself overflatting. I don't want to be in my own head. We should be mixing this stuff. It's very good. But in some games where you're against tight opponents, it's probably fine to just flick. It's mixing flick with a lot of, but king 10 needs to be in there. Holy shit. It's literally full frequency. But look at the EV, guys, between even the spots where it wants you to 3-bet. It's like just so you have mixing 3-bets in your range, and your range isn't only aces, ace, king, kings, ace, king off.
Yeah.
Right? And queens. Just so your range isn't fucking 10s plus, you need to mix this other stuff in there.
Small frequency 6-5 suited.
Yeah, it's just nasty.
The king 10, you would have flopped 2 pair.
No, we ain't doing that there. That'd be good to look at, maybe. We were always calling every single ace high versus under the gun. All right, Paul.
We're not calling them all, are we?
At 40.
Aren't we folding like ace 2, ace 3?
I don't know.
They're ace
two.
2 off, ace 3 frequency.
And look at, well, that's actually losing money. This one is neutral. So this is 0 EV. Ace 3 is 0, 2 is losing, 4 is like dust.
And even like ace 6 is like whatever.
Ugh.
It's like ace 5 plus, I guess, right?
Dude, maybe just folding this shit, making your own life easier in some of these spots. But
I mean,
Yeah.
problem with
triple
is-
barrel and you just lose all your fucking chips.
yeah, and then like it is a spot sometimes where like they see bet, you call, as you can't even fucking find calls on a lot of boards to call a C bet. Then the ace high ones, they double, you always are sick to your stomach. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to have a Nits Anonymous meeting here, but
Yeah.
I play yesterday. I ended up folding an ace on the river versus a triple under the gun. I had one of those raggedy fucking aces, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just not doing it. I'm just out.
Off the record, ace five makes a good two pairs and ace eight.
Turn went bet size up last. I'm like,
makes the will.
That too, but it's two pairs there often.
You're not leading, Paul. You're checking. And are you calling with ace high versus 30%?
Well, the only reason
NDF.
I would call here in game is to bluff on later streets. This is not what we're doing here, but here in Solverland, I am calling some portion of the time and folding some portion.
I'm snap folding.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I don't-
it's pretty
Fold that.
much on the offsuit. I was gonna say I fold pretty much almost every offsuit ace.
Yeah, it is offsuit.
You can't call it off, bro.
Don't call.
It's just like no hope. You're just like huffing hopium if we think we're ever going to be able to find a win this hand. Like,
Yeah, I'm just trying to think how solver. I mean, if you had a backdoor, I'm pretty sure I want you to call some portion.
It's
yeah,
your
with the
offsuit
back
ace
door,
is
you might
probably
even want to
ace
check.
queen is it
Yeah,
outside of
okay.
ace nine.
Somebody clip huffing hopium.
I think it'll be more likely if it's like ace two, ace, or if there's a 2, a 3, a 5.
Oh my lord! Guess what? Yo ass can't even call with the backdoor flush draw. You're just fucking out of there. You can't even like that is surprising. Like ace eight of diamonds, dude. You're like backdoor flush draw, ace high, done. You need an over to the 9 or the 9. Everything else is just actually just done. You need even ace 10 off. Well, whew, that's kind of surprising.
Ace 10, ace jack off. Yeah, but you're just done.
Calling ace to ace jack off is like so.
Yeah. You're against UTG and you're OP, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's just crushing their. I mean, when you have ace jack, they've just got.
And there's nothing you can
all
do
the-
about it because you know what Under the Gun's doing? Betting range. And you
Yep.
still can't do anything about it with
Can't do anything about it.
And it doesn't even bother me in the least bit.
That's why I
you
race
know what's
sometimes
funny?
here.
It's
You
under
just
the gun, it's all yours, brother.
I don't
you
fold that.
significantly just you're not meeting MBF here. You're just fucking out of there. It's so funny, dude. Like it's kind of crazy to me you're folding ace jack. I honestly don't know if I was fine
Yeah.
folding ace jack in the
I'm gonna
spot.
struggle hard there.
I play
I would've-
super aggressive on paired boards. I don't know why.
I might have tried
Yeah.
to check raise the shit like an idiot.
You're supposed to check raise a lot on paired boards, but this particular paired board is
Yeah.
just.
Oh yeah, it's
so
really
bad.
bad.
It's just crushes their
That makes
range
sense.
versus our. We have
Your
so
check raise
much.
bluffs need to have a queen, a 10, a jack, a gut shot, blocking something. Or a king.
Or
You gotta
deuces.
have it.
Yeah, I do that way.
Deuces.
We check raise far less on paired boards versus early and middle position when it's Broadway paired boards.
Yeah.
Our check raise rate percentage gets cut in half, roughly.
Yeah, if this is something like 8-8-6, it's going to change immensely.
That makes a lot of sense.
4-4.
Like when they call, I mean, you're done.
Yeah, you just, I mean, you can't do, you literally just giving up like.
Yeah.
With the gut shots, at least you have an emergency gut shot. Your pairs can be good. They have under pairs. You may just get folds. You're blocking enough. But yep, that's about it. That's kind of crazy. That's actually surprising to me that we're
Ace
folding.
10, ace jack. It does mix suited up there, right? Ace 10, ace jack.
Call your pairs. Yeah, I mean, no, ace 10, ace jack are just dust. Dead.
Suited is suited.
Sad. You're actually just sad.
Okay.
Ace 10, ace jack.
Love and life sitting there.
Ace
with-
jack's calling. Ace jack's happy. Ace 10 sad.
But then even like with ace jack and ace 10 suited, if you have clubs, done.
Nothing you could do. Oof.
No.
60 bigs versus the button. Larry. If you like.
Hey, yeah, sure. I think we mix here. I think we 3-bet.
Three bet, what size?
So between 3.5, 4x. So let's our options. So 9.8.
Yeah, 9.8. What's your three bet range here? It's always good to quiz ourselves. We kind of took a look at it, but it helps build in our brains, burn it in a little bit. So what do you think you're three betting here? You can include the stuff you're mixing as well. Just
Yeah, I
get
think
exercise.
I mean, so button's opening 55% of hands. And so
Somewhere
we
in
get
that
to
region.
exploit that with a pretty wide three betting range.
Okay.
So I think my suited aces, most of my suited aces. I think my pairs, I always think of eights as kind of being the cusp here, kind of the transition point.
Okay. 8s plus.
And
All suited aces. Okay.
but then we're gonna have a bunch of suited kind of semi bluffs too, I think.
Suited 10s, queen 10, king 10, jack 10 plus. How about that?
But I think we're gonna mix in some suited king X and some suited queen X with straight draw properties as well.
How about your king queen and queen jack and queen 10 off? What are you doing with those?
So I'm always scared to three bet king queen because
King queen
it gets
suited?
dominated by-
It's the best
Uh,
queen.
Yeah, I don't usually three bet in this position. I don't usually bet king queen because if called, especially against population, which is
Sure, raising this for
calling
value.
three bets a lot more linearly,
Well,
Okay.
don't you
you're
block,
going to be dominated quite often with your king queen. So for that reason, I tend to flat king queen.
This is a man that has some PTSD that's ran into ace king and ace queen too many times.
Right.
Battered
Yes,
woman syndrome.
I'm raising.
Confirmation bias
from the button.
is real, man.
All
don't,
right.
don't you block ace king and ace queen with king
Doesn't
queen?
matter. Button is so
Yay.
wide.
So this is what I just had to get to it. I like what you said about like mixing a lot of the suited aces. That was good, you know. 8s plus, you can actually get in there. That was good. And then I wanted to ask you about these hands. Yeah, you have to mix these, man. You were crushing it until we need to be in there with the king queen suited. He's so wide. He has all the worst queen X, king X combos in his hand.
And he's gonna
we're
be
at 60
like king
effect.
6 suited.
Yeah, I mean, and I think a lot of players are just four bet ace king, aces and kings at some frequency. So you're not going to get yourself just impaled and wrecked so bad with these type of hands. And it's easy to bail. Good blockers, playability. You're going to find out where you're at. They don't just
Their
have the
calling
top of
range.
their range.
Show their calling range.
Yep.
You
So this
dominate
is our
so
three
much
bet.
of their calling range. What's the top of our range here?
Whoops, fold, and then we go back to it was the button. So fold. Why do you GG in me?
So you got to do.
Wait a minute. Oh, that was the buttons range. Oh, we wanted to 3.9. I see what happened. And then BB
Then
fold, and then
fold.
button. Yeah, look at the calling range. Holy shit! Like this is why you're king queen. Three bet here, bro. Like all these worst kings that you're missing value. Queen jacks in there, like
All those
queen
worst
10,
queens. Queen
Like, it's
6
not
suited, they're
just-
calling you.
And then like this is what I was saying before. So you're worried about running into ace king and ace queen and stuff like that. It's done. You don't run into it because it's four bets you almost at full frequency outside of ace queen. The kings and aces slow play you, but I mean, hell, even people are going to grief that in real life. So
Yeah, I don't
know.
know if that's a
Yeah.
population adjustment or a leak. Probably a leak on my part.
oh, people just don't study like this and they don't know. They're just ripping it because they don't know what else the hell to do. They don't want to slow play and been burned before slow playing aces, you know, so they're just ripping it. Kings,
Yeah.
is nobody's. I mean, I'm not gonna say most guys are just gonna be going.
I didn't know that about kings there.
Yeah, most people are probably, I mean, people that aren't studying as much, they're just going to rip their aces and kings.
Yep. So that's why I think it's important for you to mix in and then get yourself some more value from the worst portions of this range to call you in position, because players are certainly going to call all these like at least down to king 7, king 8, plus. They might overfold these kings at some frequency. They're in position, in deep. So king 5, king 6, king 7. I see population never folding that. I never see them folding this, right? So you're just like losing value versus these worst queen X.
And they over defend the offsuit shit a lot of
yeah.
worse players.
King Jack off is in there. Queen Jack in there 100% of the
King
time.
10, King Jack, yeah, like
Yep.
ace,
Jack
eight,
10
nine.
off, Jack 9 off.
Ooh,
They're
this
just
is
calling it.
100%. And you get jammed on Larry.
That's 60 big.
Yep.
He was all excited. Ooh, this is 100%, he says.
Then you get jammed on. The first four bet of the session too.
I think Solver's gonna like a call here, but I think that's a significant error against population. There's no way population is.
I'm running my, I'm running my,
Here is an incredibly underbluff spot, so I would exploitatively fold ace jack.
For
suited.
60.
I'm running my suck out equity.
Yeah, I actually don't know. It feels like a fold for 6.
Does feel like a fold for
but
6.
Solver's
solver
gonna
is
pure
gonna-
call.
The
I'm
solver's not gonna fold against itself, knowing how loose it is. I mean, in
There's
Yeah,
no way-
because
Very few.
yeah, the solver's just never folding birds. But look at
Very
the
few
Ace 10, I
population.
call. Ace 9, I fold. Ace 10, I'm calling too, actually.
the solver's just never gonna fold versus itself because it's
I think.
more frequency.
What,
is
what
worse.
are you guys calling this population here? I'm calling.
Ace jack suit. I'm calling this versus population and just I'm doing this. I'm hitting call and then I'm like hovering this button up here.
I'm calling like
Just,
ace queen
like,
off.
I
and
don't
then
know,
I'll
you
use
know, like
yep.
you hit call, you know what the hand is. As soon as you bust and you run into ace king, you just X and move on.
My argument is population is not going to find a 4-bet bluff with ace 4 suited very often.
No, but population is gonna add in more of the
Pairs.
7s, 6s,
Sevens,
5s,
eights,
4s.
fives,
It's gonna add
ace
in more of the
king,
pairs that the solver doesn't
Right.
jam
Well,
with.
And we're
one thing
behind.
we're taking into consideration, I think one thing that's a mental note that we're not taking into consideration here is like, if it's me doing this, I've 3-bet this guy probably already before I've been very active. I've taken as many spots as I possibly can. So I expect a recreational player, somebody just to fight back and try to 4-bet me because I'm going hard.
Yeah.
If you're playing super duper nitty already and he's already a nit, then you're deep. We can talk about making some hero folds and shit like that. But the way we're playing theoretically, we're active, we're mixing it up. People are going to find their 4-bet jams versus me, especially. So I'm never folding here.
Yeah, if people are like in that, we hate you, we want you out of our tournament because you
Yeah.
keep winning all the time.
Well, on global as well, B money. I think people like, I don't know, people have egos, man. People
Yeah.
take everything personally, taking 3-bets and talking shit and stuff like that. So somebody will spaz out and just jam ace 10 here. I see it. I mean, that's why we can't fold a hand this strong in most just chip BB EV spots, right? It feels terrible. Cool. That was a good spot. What else is he just full frequency? What a button. Ace 4. Not even using the ace 5. 8 plus. Yeah. So here you go. Like this is another reason, right? Like, and I think population is gonna just like be in here a little bit more as well. Like 6s plus, maybe even taking 2s plus. All the pairs in some cases. It does feel really bad.
Ace jack off.
So
Yeah,
sixes,
true.
are you
Yeah.
Love that
calling
shit.
that 4-bet shove pretty close
Nah.
to what
Ace
Solver
10
said?
suited.
Snap. I mean, but the thing is, I'm like, I feel like I have maybe a league heart folding and stuff like that and being numb and immune. And sometimes not thinking about it, especially in lower stake stuff. I would just snap. Like a $22 tournament or something, I would snap and just move on. Because I've probably been playing super aggressive before. And I think that has an impact on people maybe making mistakes and rejamming me. And this is like, well, this is top of my range. I'm not holding the top of my range. No. See if we can find another spot as well. 2.3 versus +1. This is kind of interesting, right? Jellyfish. If you're still out there and want to do this, you're good. Or some dude, I don't think I've called on you. Some dude, if you're interested. Chilling. All right. Jellyfish, you want to do this, buddy? People play players. This is like he has a bounty. Oh yeah, and especially on global. Oof.
10s here. I'm probably just calling.
Calling.
No, you can't just call.
You calling chess hall?
No way, man.
He says no way, man. And 10-10 mix here from B Money.
Really, it's a mix. Or maybe it's a mix.
Hmm.
Flip a coin, but I probably 3-bet more.
3-betting more. I wonder, man. This is actually because I
3-bet
Right,
100%.
Toes 100%. Wait a minute. You did say call Jellyfish, correct? Oh, you said 3-bet, correct, Jellyfish?
No, that's a call.
All right, let's see. 50-50, flip a coin. Neither option is bad. I kind of want to see how it translates when we take both lines here. So we'll maybe repeat the hand. We did just call 6.6 in the pot. You're never, excuse me? I was about to say you're never leading. Apparently you're doing that 25% at a time. Not happening. Jellyfish, you calling?
Such a weird bet.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Value or bluff? Like
I don't know.
yeah. It's what, quarter pot.
No, this is 30%.
Third.
Yep.
I'm calling at least one here.
He's in there.
We got the
Can
spade.
never fold. Yeah, 10 of spades. Are we going to stab 10s here when we call with the condensed range from the small blind? Are you
Yeah,
checking
one.
again?
Checking again.
Okay. Anybody finding a lead with this particular combo? No for Aaron.
you don't have any 4x in your range.
No
in the small
lead.
blind.
Nope. Big blind would might find some. Good call. I'm just trying to trick people.
Cap turn.
Capped. Now what?
Mm.
Probably checking again.
Checking again.
I mean, I guess a small blocker bet of 4 is probably not a bad idea, but
God, I'm kind of like
probably
conflicted with betting one myself or going
One or
check
four,
one or
five.
check 1-4. Check 1-4. I mean, he's
Oh.
so capped.
Check
like-
like sucks.
Check does feel like fucking hell on earth to call a bet. I think going 1's pretty safe. 4 feels like kind of reasonable as well. We don't really get called by worse when we go 4. And the queen's a reasonable card for his range. He never checks a 4 though. We never get raised.
And why do we get
Couple
called?
missed draws. This is very fucking interesting. Aaron says check call. One get called by 6 to 7, 8 to 9.
I mean, you say
Jellyfish, what would
check
you do
call,
about
but
it?
what happens if he bets 8, 10? You still check calling?
no.
Yeah.
All right.
that-
So were
that's
you
why
checking here?
That's why
Jelly?
checking sucks.
Yeah.
You checking, Jelly? Is that what you initially said though?
Yeah. It's a check.
100%.
I would always bet 1. Fuck that shit.
And it wouldn't make any sense because your actual
So-
value hand would go bigger. I'm gonna look and see if we have a bet run range on this 4-line run out here.
Now I
So
wonder
he
if it's
does
check
check.
folding.
You have showdown.
That's
You know, a
what
lot
we
of times
call
with these third pairs, so we've done a couple of these. Third pair has just never been a bet.
Just
In
showdown.
any of these, it always is taken showdown when we got to the river. And then second pair is the hand that bets like the medium size, and then everything else is polar for the most part.
Can
when
you
have value.
go to study and show me what happens if we check face a big bet?
Yes. So we are here on the river. We check. They
let's
go
try 7.
7.
Fold.
And here's our
That's what it
range.
is. It's folding.
Out of there.
Yep.
Fucking out of there. Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
God, it's still so much better to bet 1 than the check fold, doesn't it?
No, if we go back to small blind range, do we have bet 1? It does have some bet 1 toe though. It has so these 2 bets that we like, we
Are the
want
most
to use
common.
those with
Look,
fucking
there's some
stone cold bluff.
Go
Bet
back.
1.
hover over 10s. Look.
There's
there.
some
It's there.
with the heart.
See, you just,
Actually, fucking is.
you just have to have heart. See that?
So in game, when you're betting 1 block betting, what value are you mixing in at the top of your range?
Weak ace.
Yeah, ace 4.
I mean, honestly, I
So-
would do the same thing with like 8s and 9s and probably jacks and kings.
Straight, right?
Damn, what's kind of nasty is, I mean, the 4, which is the nuts, is like pretty flexible. I mean, you can check. Checking is the highest EV. All in is a what? Just rip. It's the nuts and just looks bluffy as shit, and you just
Yep.
either
Polar,
get
polar,
cold or you
polar.
don't. Yeah, you're pretty fucking polar. Yeah, it's kind of sick.
Solver is greedy.
But it also uses it prefers the one side was ace 4. So you get to use that one side.
I think that's because
ace
you block
4
both
as well.
the ace and the 4, right? So it's a
Yeah.
small value target.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've just reduced the number of ace combos that they have. So
And you get them to sometimes spaz out and shit too.
yeah, because
King 6, King 7. Okay. Miss Flush Draw is going to just King High turn in hands into bluffs as well. Betting 1. Well, I bet 4 in that spot. That's good.
Go ahead.
2.3 versus the high jack. B money. We're probably gonna have this spot tonight in some tournament. When you 3-bet me.
This is probably mixed. I mean, I'm probably calling here in game, but it's probably mixed.
Shit, I feel like I'm
At
always
6,
10-3.
I'm raising right in his face.
Why me? Why everybody coming at me? I get to play a 3-bet pot in position versus you. Easy.
Benson, you were in the game.
Easy.
Say couples a knit and-
You want to
and-
block
I
a
would
pot against weak
almost
players.
always.
Yeah.
They're gonna say that couple's a knit, I'm out.
Yeah, true. I'm just gonna overfold. It's kept 3-betting me. He only has aces and kings.
This is where he puts his image to work.
That's right.
So you can do whatever you want here. It's a 60-40 spot. I'm probably 3-betting too much looking at this.
Yeah, I thought maybe I thought it was maybe 70-30 3-bet, but yeah.
Right. Oh, but yeah, call's good. You did call, so let's have you play a spot versus big blind like this. You're checking. of
Check,
course,
yeah.
And get overbet.
What is he?
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm folding, but
Yeah, with no. So would you call here with the single spade? Queen of
yes.
spades. Let's see if we're calling an overbet with a single spade and 2 overs. I am kind of curious. I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
oh,
Does that mean it feels? I mean, you have to probably, especially with we're never folding with the ace of spades.
Did we 3-bet or call?
So BB, here we go. We just call it pre-flop. So I want to see ace queen with the spade. You cannot fold with the fucking spade.
Golly, to the overbet.
It feels
I
actually.
mean, my only argument against this is
Yeah.
that people aren't going to overbet appropriately on a board like this, and so that I
Correct.
wonder what that.
Some of your global regs will. Jabroni will.
Nah, people aren't taking this move with like.
Bullshit. I play against these guys. They did it versus me. I play against these
Yeah,
guys.
but it was
They
only
do it.
value.
And
right.
then
Did he
there's
do it
like-
correctly though? That's
Yeah, it was only
You
value.
can't see his hands, but he did. He overbet on the flop and 9x flop or something like that. It's like, oh, these guys are fucking studying, of course. So we have to defend even ace jack. Yeah. Ace 10 with the spade. We get to fold to 10 of spades. It's horrible. But we don't get to fold to jack of spades, queen of spades. King, queen with the spade.
Rough life.
I mean,
Yeah,
9G just off the world.
Because you know you're going to call here, and
They're
the
still
worst thing
betting,
possible is
like,
going to happen.
They
You're
still,
gonna-
I mean, they should be over betting like they're like ace 7, 8s, 9s, 10. You know, right?
Sure.
No, we're gonna
Yeah,
use
they're-
like
Their
king, jack with
overbet
the
range
spade.
here is crazy.
Yeah, we get. I overbet here when I'm playing
It's
super
the
well. Like
they're
king jack
yeah.
and shit like that. King 10, I would overbet just to
Yeah, people
put
miss
somebody in
these.
hell.
yeah.
Like
This
queen
is like
jack.
just purely a big bet spot.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
look
all
at this.
over better pot basically.
So what you're gonna see in game, guys, tonight when you play on 7-5 deuce at 60, 70, 80 bigs, their opponent's gonna do this. 2
Check
in
raise.
this spot. And when this happens, we should be pretty vigilant at attacking it, right? In the big blind and just going hard. You get to check raise 17% of the time here versus this, and we should be taking advantage. Maybe even a little bit more aggressively. But versus this size, how often do we get to check raise? 2%. Yeah, I mean, it's 7-5. 9s, 10s, 7s are slow playing, 5s are slow playing, deuces I'm slow playing. Yep. So you just don't have a check raise range pretty much. Ace 3 of spades, shrug it in.
Yeah, it's only our spades too.
I would be happy to shrug it in. And now what size would it go here for a check raise if it was? It's mostly calling. You see that? It's the call is like the highest EV kind of significantly. I mean, not significant, you know, 0.2 of
Yeah,
a bit.
for check raising, it's just a click back.
Yeah, because I mean, we just have to. He's put in 10, so we go put 20 bigs in there.
Yep. No reason to go bigger.
Yeah. Let's repeat the hand and go with a 3-bet option this time. You've meant to 3-bet this time, B Money. Here you go.
Okay.
3-bet and got called.
I think we have to check. Well, that's gross. I don't know. No small bets. I think we're checking.
Half pot, sir.
Half pot.
We're about to see about.
Just bet.
It mostly goes small at 70. I'm surprised. I would just half pot it most of the
Oh,
time.
you can go smaller on this flop because they
Well,
don't
we
have.
have little equity, so we're just trying to fold out shit. So this
Yeah,
is
and your
probably-
3-bet condenses their range.
Yeah.
This is fine because I mean, I guess with some other combos, we might prefer to go 50%. A lot of different combos. This is kind of interesting because now I
don't know. Like if he's in later position, I'm gonna see bet more. But I feel like if he's he's in middle
and
position.
earlier his range is already tight, and then we've condensed it yet again. Is that what you're kind of
we have
thinking?
no spade. So what do we do if we turn? Queen of spades, 10 of spades. We're not. Those outs aren't even clean. Like it's not. It's tough.
Yeah, it's fairly tough.
And this board doesn't hit his range at all, so
Oh.
there's nothing. I mean, there's no reason to go big.
Right.
So 30% of the time we're going 5.5, and then 50% bet, we're using 20%. The big bets, where are our bigger bets coming from? 10s, jacks, queens, kings, your ace, kings, ace 8's a good one, top, ace 7. If you ever have that 6-7 stuff in there, jack 8. But that king, queen and shit just mostly probably just goes quarter, huh? Or checks. Quarter or check. Damn, check is pretty high EV. You're almost just giving up with king, queen in this spot. I would see that. Ooh. 50% C bet's not bad though for it. You need a spade. If you have your filters, your overpairs, here's your filter for your overpairs. Trash hands.
It's like
Mostly
like
check.
9s, 10s, jacks. Those are all big bets, right?
Yeah,
half
you can see like your overpair here to the board. Half pot plus, half pot plus. So your overpairs just want to go half pot plus in this spot. Shit, I forgot what we checked, right? You checked.
I check, yes.
Yep. Ooh, check. Now what?
I'm probably still checking here.
Not turning ace high into a bluff, even on a king. Wrong, peanut butter. He's tapped the shit. We block the top of his range, and we could sometimes just make. But the EV is pretty much the same. It's mixing between pot and the shit, and then this. I would have a hard time not betting this, to be honest with you. Blocking ace, king, king, queen, having all the top of our range blockers. I feel like he's capped. But
And I
is a
also-
portion of his range. Go ahead.
I feel like that he's gonna be betting a lot of his pairs here on the, he's gonna be betting in the back seat with a lot of his pairs if we check the flop. So if
Okay.
he checks back, he's checking back a lot of king, queen, king, jack, king 10, stuff like that. I know we block those, but we still have so much showdown value if he's checking back like other, ace, jack, ace 10. So that's
Yep.
why I'm checking here.
And the solver kind of agrees with you. It's splitting between betting big, because half the time he's going to have, not half, some frequency of the time he's going to have that king X, and then the rest of the time we get to put him in hell, right? And then just fold out all that stuff. So you make a very valid point, right? You think of a lot of it as pairs that would call when we check should be betting for protection, right?
Right.
We block some ace highs, and then the top portion of his ace highs should just be going with it. The other ace highs we beat, which leaves him with a lot of king high, queen high, jack highs. So it's kind of like gonna run into king 10 and king jack sometimes.
I'm gonna bet more of my worst aces like the wheels, ace 3.
To
ace
fold out better
4,
ace high
ace
and stuff
6.
like that.
Yeah,
This one's too good.
This one I would check, but like I'm gonna
Yeah,
bet
this
like
is-
up to
yeah.
ace 6, maybe even ace 8, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna see that on the turn as well, Cap. I'm gonna kind of look at that. Checking
would
again, I
block-
presume.
Block 2.
Ooh, block 2. Does that accomplish anything? Did we block 2?
What do we got there, Brian?
2. Eh.
No.
That's like, does it accomplish anything?
No.
Take our equity.
I was like, yeah, we don't. What the hell would we play like this to be able to bet 2? Fucking underpair, maybe.
It's an exploit. I mean, get called by. I just don't want to face a bet.
I just don't want to face a bet. There it is.
Is your
Fold.
bet?
Right.
This is
I
a
was
tough
thinking
one.
about it.
I mean, I'm folding because my New Year's resolution was to fold all these river spots, but I'm tempted.
I gotta call this one. It's too high. It's our best ace here.
I'm blocking.
Damn it.
Oh,
Calling.
We don't have, I mean, you gotta think about which our call, what can we call with? Like, what do we
best
have?
ace high. Yeah, I mean, I'm
We have
calling.
like no kings, right? Barely, so.
What is he bluffing here with? I don't know. Just jack. I don't know. This
Well, he
is-
shouldn't be just.
Well, you think about it.
Ace highs, that's the thing. So he's bluffing queen high,
Like ace
jack
four-
high, 10 high, shit
4.
like that.
And you got to think, yeah. And you made a very good point earlier, B Money. I'm surprised you didn't call here, recognizing that he's probably betting all of his pairs on the flop. And when we get to a king and it checks back to him in position again, and he doesn't bet again, I think we can omit a lot of kings there. I don't think the solver goes for one street when we check twice with its king X, and you omitted a lot of pairs from his range. So that leaves him with a queen high, 10 high, and ace highs we beat, right? And
Yeah,
stuff like
I mean,
that.
I
A good
understand. I understand why
portion of
Solver's doing it. I just feel, population isn't taking.
Who hurt you?
Here.
Who hurt you? Okay, you've been hurt. You gotta call.
ACR Brazilian, I'll call. Global reg now.
He's been hurt, ladies and gentlemen. Now we got to call. We'll look at it as well, and it checked tens twice. Well played.
Well, you just jam it. No.
We go back to the flop. Kep, you had a question. So we check. This was the range. Oh yeah, we already started to look at the flop. Yeah, this is the range it wanted us to 3-bet, but we elected to check, mixed with the ace queen. Some of our ace highs are in there, king highs. This is the range back behind. Oh my goodness. This is fucking surprising.
Yeah, I feel like confident players will actually check back. I think we'll check back pairs there. But like population is probably going to bet.
90%, maybe 95% of population is going to bet in the backseat
Yeah.
with 9s, 10s in these kind of pots. I'm very surprised. Solver's checking this much. It's,
Agreed.
to be
Do we
fair,
ever-
it's mixing, and
do
the
we
EV
check-
for betting is higher in almost every instance for all the 10. Like, look at this. The EV is kind of higher for all these spots, right? And it kind of prefers it. It just likes to mix it. In every spot that EV is higher than check.
Can you go back to our C-bet range on the flop and see if we ever checking like, because we don't need any, I guess because we're checking like aces and kings sometimes because we don't need any protection. That's why they're still gonna check back some pairs.
I mean, the EV for checking aces is, yeah, slow playing aces with a spade is not bad. Like, it likes slow playing aces with the spade here a lot. And I think
Like
that is why slow playing, since we get to slow play these combos at some frequency, like look at the EV here, if we mix on kings.
So that's
Like,
probably like the same, it's probably close to the same percentage that we're checking the ace queen. So that's how we balance it, right? Like if we're checking aces, we're checking the ace.
yeah, like, is it the EV? Yeah, the EV is very close. I mean, we don't have as much EV there, but look how close the EV is between check and aces. Like,
Yeah.
the highest EV is slightly checking, like, especially with ace split. And
But I
in
feel
all
like-
these instances, it's a little bit higher to slow play the aces in the 3-bet pot.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like population in the 3-bet spot is like when they check that spot, they're never checking over pairs. Like it's always like ace king or ace queen. And then population in the, in the backseat is always betting.
What the hell is that buzzing noise? Is that me?
Sorry, that's my phone.
Oh, I thought that was me. It's like, whoa. No, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, good points. I just wanted to see BB check turn. So this is the spot right here, the hijack turning check again. Oh, okay. So yeah, it makes sense to check the under pair to the king here, since we had those in our range again. So that's the interesting part here. Since it did mix check with some of its overpair on the flop, it's just gonna check again when the king comes in, So that makes sense. Aces, if they did slow play it on the flop, are betting for them. So yeah, this is where it got interesting. And then on the river, damn, these are small. We mostly just want to be betting small. I mean, it uses a little bit of everything. What's this all? What's this 33? Or all of our kings that might have checked. Queen 8, some pure bluffs in there, 10-8. Cool. Let's do 1 or 2 more. And then I'll have to call it. Been going for a minute. It's been really good. Hopefully next week we'll have pre-flop academy as well. This feels like a fold. Are we still calling our king high here? This king high? Am I bad?
I think we're supposed to call, but I think
Fold.
you could profitably fold.
Fold. Thank God. I was like, man, I do not want to play this. So the bottom of our call range in this, what, king 6? King 6, right? Yeah, thank goodness. I'm not that bad at the game. Fold. This low jack spot, I feel like we're gonna be crushing this. Making sure I look at the range. See, here we're not using the king queen suited, and we're using king queen off as a 3-bet bluff there, Larry, this time. And this is versus low jack. The other one was versus button, but here we're still mixing 3-bet with the king queen off from earlier spot. Reference point. Using the, he said scary. Oh shit. Still using these 10s, which is good. Okay. This is a nice warm up. I can't wait to play. Holy shit. Take over for us, Beats. Take us home.
Oh
Take,
shit.
take us home versus low jack.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna 3-bet this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Full frequency. Yeah.
full
this is easy.
frequency.
So versus low jack, since we're gonna go out with the bang at 60, let me hear your range as well.
So my overall range is gonna be all suited hands and then offsuit 8s as far as like my full VPIP range.
Oh, okay.
3-bet range, 10s plus, kind of that middle like 10-9, 10-8, Jack-9, Jack-8 suited,
Okay.
Ace-8 off or Ace-9 off plus.
I don't know.
Mix in like the ace five suited, king six suited,
Okay.
kind of some of that weird stuff. Yeah.
I think we have like maybe two combos we mix in over in the king five, king six, and then the rest call.
Suited
Let's
nines.
see.
I think it's suited nines.
And then yeah, I think it's more suited nines. I wonder if it's suited tens here. Let's find out together. Suited nines, not the tens. Kept stepping in.
Not the tens. Yeah.
Yep. So the suited nines, just because we get to actually fold out. We're trying to fold out too strong of a range, and we're trying to fold out some of this offsuit shit in their range, right? This stuff, and it has good playability.
They're opening
Strong
off.
winner.
I think they're opening offsuit 10x, so I think that's why we go to nines. Then all your positions opening like not as much of that. You move up to like under the gun. I think we use our three bets are suited tens. I think.
Right. To suited tens, yeah.
Yeah.
There. So yeah, it's ace eight's a little too weak, but it starts with the offsuit nines here at 60 versus hijack.
I corrected myself.
Yeah, no, I'm just throwing it in there so we all can burn it in our brains, you know. So we got that ace five. There's our king six and king seven. It's fine. So that's good. So we three bet this. Flop good. What size you like here?
I mean, quarter to half pot, either one.
Yeah, I think the EV is probably going to be the same between both.
Probably. I mean, typically, I probably find myself going more like quarter to third pot, really. So we'll say quarter.
He says quarter. I say probably 11, but let's see.
Quarter.
Yeah, it's 40, 60, 40. Everything good. EV just about identical. But this is so high up in our range and it's so good. We don't need protection. We're gonna we're just gonna get it stacked. We don't mind in a situation when we go quarter here with this portion. If he actually continues, right? Because we have the top of our range and top, we're not finding a full, we don't care. Of course, the gut shot and 7-8 gets there. Nice life. SPR a little over one. What do you like here for a bet? Or do you want to check?
With that 10 coming in, that's horrible for our range. I'm gonna check.
He's shook, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody?
I'm
betting?
shook.
Hey, I'm going half pot and jamming.
I think I would continue with 25%. I mean, I don't think you have to be geometric every single time.
45%.
He's still
Wait,
got
25%.
Yeah, 25% again. Oh, it's 25.
like enough. The board's really dynamic.
Queen, Jack
small.
on the river. Bet small again for Paul. I wonder if it ever just fucking rips. This is interesting. When a card like this gets there, I mean, gut shots get there, or does it just go 50%? I think I would probably just go 50%. 8.3 feels like it's given too many other gut shots and hands like that. Too much of a freebie.
Combo
Check
draws.
weak. Yeah, it just feels
Pairs plus a draw, right?
gross to go 8. But I'm sorry. What did you say again?
I originally said
money?
check.
I mean, beats. You went check.
Yeah.
79%.
Check.
Or-
Knit lives matter.
EV lost between doing what I was gonna do.
It does bet. It wants to bet the same.
We just check jamming here.
We're about to find out. Because I would have taken the fucking 3% option more than I'm checking. So it feels bad.
Makes a lot like betting small would
Well-
be a mistake.
Betting small is a mistake, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause, yeah.
It was just literally a mistake. You either have to go like half pot big or check.
Your player is
Oh,
confident. He'll know that you have
just-
air. I mean, not air, but you know what I mean. Not such a.
What do we do?
Now what?
I mean, this is a pure call.
This
Oh,
is just
yeah, I'm waiting for
call.
me.
I
You're
said
in there?
call. Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you're just calling, not jamming. That's why I was waiting.
Yeah. No, just call.
I was about to say you probably can jam sometimes. And EV's
Uh.
precisely the same. Ooh, I'm Jack or Queen, please. Please. Yeah.
you
No. You knew it's, dude, this is real
You
life.
knew
poker.
it was coming.
Dude, if you're playing actual poker and you decide to take this line, this would be the only outcome you could have.
Oh, yeah.
So it can't,
Don't tell me that.
you're not leading jamming.
You
Well-
can 16%.
Wow.
It shrugs it in there like, well, I fucked this off already, so get me out.
You got
That's
the
what it
ace
feels
blocker.
He's done it. He's done it.
Oh, we have to go out like
Oh,
this.
Rug.
Man, there's
I mean,
100 bigs out there.
Rebuy.
yeah, I mean,
Player you're playing against has as many bluffs as is possible.
it's gonna mix 50-50 probably
Okay, what is Beats doing? You put yourself in a
against
shit spot.
against most population. Probably folding.
I punted my stack in streets before this, so it feels good to not have this happen because I went big or got my entire stack in by half pot and jamming turn.
Yeah, I was in on a turn too.
Yeah, no, I go half pot on the flop and jam turn like too often on these kind of boards where there's two gut shots and shit. But he's calling 50-50. You can do whatever you want. Beats. Well played. I mean, the mental game on what to do, you're crushing it.
Yeah.
You'd love to see it. I mean, fucking nailed it. And you got his ass, Seabass.
Now, if my opponents could just play correctly,
Dude,
Yeah, right?
nobody in a damn game you're ever playing is gonna have eights here and do this.
oh
Never
no,
in
not at
1
all.
million zillion years is somebody actually gonna have eights, a real person. Yeah. That was good. Let's look back at some of that though, because that was very, very interesting. So we've seen our 3-bet range, we've looked at that. Making sure we're mixing in our suited nines, a couple suited eights as well, and then obviously strong linear and hands that make sense as bluffs. Then we go to the flop. So we are actually never checking. You actually have 0 checks on King 9-6 after you 3-bet. None. No matter what the fuck is in your hand. 0. And the preferred sizing is quarter. Since you're betting frequently, you bet small, right? More often. So we bet small and frequently, but we can also mix in some 11s. It likes to do it with the ace X because you're unblocking more King X, I presume, in their range and stuff like that. I mean, with aces. Ace King can also do it as well. The EV is slightly higher for going quarter. Across the board, as I'm seeing. Yep. So higher EV just to go quarter. If you have ace queen though, you're not yeah, quarter pot. Ace 5 with back doors going big. Jack 10, the gut shots. Blocking king jack, king 10 big. Cool. So we use the small sizing they call. There's their calling range. Only folding 25%, so they're meeting MDF. Here's a turn, 10 turn. Ace King. Damn. Just hire EV to check across the board pretty much, man. Top 2 betting. I mean, yeah, you can just, you're checking a lot, bro. Even the strong, some very strong hands. Slow playing top set. Never, ever. Okay. That's what I really wanted to see there. They check. It went check. It went check on in game, correct? Yeah, it says it here. When turn check.
No,
Oh, they
they
went
bet-
16.
They bet half pot on the
Yeah,
flop
here we go.
or on the turn.
Ace King is never ever gonna check jam. Shit. You don't get called by worse. You get worse to call and better to call. Worse to fold and better to call when you check raise turn.
It's crazy. Aces is jamming this.
Yeah. Ace is the same thing, but
Ace is any different than ace king?
doesn't feel.
And not really. It doesn't feel like it.
I guess with aces, you beat ace king.
Yeah.
Oh, this makes me sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good. You get to get in your 2-pair and shit like that. If you didn't put the king 10 in earlier, you better put it in now. Hello, Lincoln. Oh, it's my dog. I was like, sounds like somebody's walking.
I think it's probably just doing the ace king for a balancing as well, since you're just, jamming your aces, your 10s, 10-9 suited, king 9, king 6, so all your 2-pair sets, and then your aces, then it just gives you that little bit of more balance with the ace king.
All win.
You're never bluffing the river.
God,
with
just some
one pair.
ranges that just absolutely have us dead, bro. They have some good hands in their range. The jack gets there. They sometimes like have some ace queen suited off that just somehow gets there. No wonder it's just not happy with ace king. It fucking feels terrible. You look at the range now, it's like, oh, he still has sets. Oh, he has straights, queen jack, ace jack. I mean, ace queen. All right, no wonder. And then, yeah, it just wants to fold damn near everything that's not the nuts or blocking. 2-pair. Straight, 2-pair straight. The only single pair hand is like ace king and it's not even happy.
You're folding in game.
If I get here like this, I mean, the chances of me getting here like this are minuscule because I would have made an EV mistake before, apparently. I would have made an EV mistake before and got my stack to the point where if it's even close to this much in the river, I'm never folding. So, but yeah, I think that's it, guys. We went 2.5 hours.
Savage.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, this is always normally scheduled for 1 hour. So going 2.5 feels good. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, studying, going over this spot. I hope, it provides a lot of value to you guys. Hoping you guys get better. It's been helping me
It
a
does
lot.
provide
lately.
value, Sixes. Thanks a lot. Hey,
No,
one
thank
thing,
you.
I like mixing it up with the pre-flop. In the
Yes.
future, if you want to mix it up, maybe one thing to consider that I really need to work on is pre-flop multi-way.
Nah, that's everybody in the world, man. There's not too many.
Oh yeah.
Squeezes are good spots
Yeah.
to look at.
It's so damn hard, bro.
Pre-flop multi-way is easier than post-flop multi-way.
Yeah, we can find. We can do pre-flop multi-way stuff. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
pre-flop multi-way.
great. Yeah. So we're gonna.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
That's a very good idea. And Larry, you know what? I think we'll tackle that next week with that suggestion, whether we have pre-flop academy or not. So we'll spend about an hour, a little bit more than an hour going over some multi-way pre-flop stuff and then kind of find out what some stuff to get in from there. So thank you for that suggestion, man. And did you guys have any other questions, things you wanted to discuss that we may have learned today, or anything you may be still struggling with since this is Q&A? Nope. Well, if that's it, thank you guys for the support. If you guys enjoy these, let Uncle JL and everybody know. I'm gonna try to be consistent with going this long weekly, if possible. I've been clearing up my schedule to do this. So if you guys are getting value out of it, enjoying it, I'll continue to go this long. And outside of that, we appreciate what you guys are doing in the Discord, keeping up with that. We are about 22 days away from the next AMA, which should be sick as hell, which I'm excited for. I believe we're going to put something out maybe next week for that and have a bunch of hype around it. So stay tuned. And if you guys need anything, let us know. And yeah, good luck at the tables.
I just have one more question about the homework.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, I need some help on doing the homework. I need to stop procrastinating. How can I get into the homework? I mean,
Dude, I don't. My homework is. I don't have time to do the homework. This is. I
I
haven't even looked at it, my friend. But if you post something in the Discords, I'm sure there's other people that are participating, doing the homeworks, have been through it, who can possibly just give you some advice or help you along the way. in the Discord. I know a lot of those guys do
Okay.
that stuff.
That's a
So
good idea.
Hey,
Gotta
question,
get
Chad.
involved a little more.
Yep.
Okay, I'll
hey,
see you guys
Sean.
on Saturday. Hopefully.
Yeah, Saturday study stream. We'll be there for that. And somebody asked what my career caches are. I have no idea. Probably over 2 mil, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah, it's
Not
it's like
2,
$1 million on Pocket Fives plus Ignition, which is.
I mean, yeah, that's been
shitload
4 or
more.
5 years. I have no
And
idea.
plus global. So
Yeah, I have
I
no
don't know.
idea. 2-3 mil, something. Who knows?
It's
Just
rich as
jail-
fuck.
Just a humble brag. I don't even
It's
know
not.
how
It's
much money
cash
I've
is-
won.
It's cash is not
Yeah, it's cash
winning.
is not profit.
I know.
Some
I
people
know.
like that. Huh? Some people like it.
Yeah. The jail does the webinars reviewing homework. Does he do? I'm not sure. Maybe he does.
Sometimes he does. Yeah.
sometimes he does. That's a good point.
He does a monthly homework review.
Yeah, he does a
Yeah.
monthly homework review. So if you're like
It's
getting
on the
stuck,
dashboard. Hang on.
Paul, you can go back and review any of the prior ones he's done to figure
Yeah.
out the process he's using to complete the homeworks and getting through that.
That's a
The
good
homework
idea.
webinar is the 12th.
The homework webinar is the 12th. Sitting at 60K right now. I've been doing pretty well recently. I've been playing poker for, I don't even fucking know, I'm 18 years or something. So it's different, right? Good
Don't
for you,
forget
buddy.
it's on a heater.
Who's on the heater? Yeah, winning 4K in 2 weeks. Oh, life heat. Yeah, life-changing money.
Like anything above break even, like plus 0.001 EV is like a heater for sixes. Just don't forget that, guys.
Anything positive in a session is life heat. I'm on life heat. I cashed a tournament yesterday. I didn't lose money, real heat. But nah, enough shooting the shit. I'll let you guys get to your day. And thank you guys, man. I appreciate the support. I'll be streaming tonight on Global. Toe will be around tomorrow and study stream poker coaching stuff. He's
Saturday.
back Saturday. So stay tuned for that. All right,
May the-
everybody.
May the
I'm out of
poker
here.
gods be
Later,
with
man.
you.
Guys,
Thanks,
peace.
guys.
Poker gods be with you.
May the poker
Later.
gods be with you. Peace
Later.
out. Yeah.